now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times!
What is going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus, and welcome to the 2-year anniversary live Q&A live stream that I put together for tonight. I can't believe it's already been 2 years since I've been doing YouTube content creating. Those 2 years definitely went fast. Covered a lot of topics from Scream, Saw, Halloween, you name it. You know, try to diversify here on the channel, and I'm just really happy to be here with you guys tonight and to celebrate 2 years being here on YouTube and to be creating content here for you guys and sharing the passion that we love, that is the horror genre. So if you haven't done so already, please shoot this video a like. Well, to stream a like, it definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. If you happen to, well, this is subscriber only. So therefore, we won't be having any new subscribers come in to watch tonight. This is strictly for the subscribers that are already here on the channel. All 1,500 plus of you. If you guys happen to stop in, I don't expect every single one of you guys to stop in tonight, but if you guys happen to stop into the stream tonight, we're just going to be hanging out. I'm going to be answering a lot of you guys' questions about any horror movie that you guys need questions answered for. Saw, Strangers, Scream 7, so on and so forth. So basically, tonight's live stream is basically all about you guys. Ask me whatever question that you guys want, and I will do my best to answer it. And of course, shoot the stream a like. If you have a burning question that you do want answered, be sure to send in a super chat. It helps me get to your question a lot faster because you guys already know once the chat gets rolling, it's really hard to keep up with all of your questions and all of your comments. So again, guys, I'm just super excited to really be here tonight celebrating 2 years with you guys. If you guys cannot tell, I came in full costume. I came ready to rock and roll, got the Loomis gear on. I figured, last minute, I was like, you know what? Let me go throw this bad boy on. It's 2 years being here on the channel. Why not? So I'm definitely excited to be here with you guys tonight and talk some horror movies. Got a lot to talk about. I know what you did last summer news. I'm actually in the middle of finishing up that video, talking about the writer for I Know What You Did Last Summer. She had an interview with Collider where she shared some interesting details, to say the least. Try to not tell too much, but, that little bit of a tease is a little bit of enough to know what kind of direction they're going to go within that movie, and I'm interested. Obviously, Strangers, the trailer for that dropped last week. Looks really good, in my opinion. I mean, I know a lot of the stuff that we got in the trailer looks very reminiscent to 2008's version, but hey, we kind of figured this was going to be a remake of some type of sorts. So let's see what Rennie Harlan has to offer. I will say, and I said it in the trailer breakdown, the cinematography for Strangers Chapter 1 looks amazing. It looks fantastic compared to the original. And I said it in the trailer breakdown. I understand why the original, it was a lot of blacked out scenes, especially in the woods chase scenes, for pop out purposes when the strangers would pop out to add to the effect of the suspense and to obviously scare the shit out of people. But the lighting in the woods, that blue lighting, that cinematography that Rennie Harlan is using in this new film, I think it tops that old school type of vibe. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I'm interested to see how that one's going to play out for sure. But again, you guys, the stream is dedicated to you guys, all you subscribers who show support here to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. This is for you guys. The stream is for you guys. I'm waiting for you guys to, hit me up with your questions. I'm really interested to see what many of you guys want to talk about tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know I've seen some of you guys in the chat earlier. What's up, Denisha? Saying Marcus, be there. Let's party. Yeah, let's party. It ain't gonna be something crazy. I wish I would have had a little bit more time to really put this together and stuff, so I can do a little bit more for you guys. Maybe do like a giveaway or something. Maybe that will be reserved for the 1,500, celebration party that I am planning. So we'll probably get to that then. But tonight's just hang out and just answer you guys' questions and just have a good time. Talking about some horror movies. And thank you, Denisha, saying congrats on the 2-year channel anniversary. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for being a loyal subscriber, Denisha, and a modulator. Always love seeing you here show up in the chats. What's up, Oliver? Hope you're having a great night. One of my channel members and a great friend overall. Really supportive here of the channel and just of all of us content creators here in the community. Saying yeehaw, happy 2-year anniversary. Yeah, man, it went fast. I was looking up my videos like from where I started, and I'm just like, holy shit, it's already been 2 years. That went fast. So, and I basically started putting videos on here in late February of 2022, early March. I created the channel literally the first day of January 1st, 2022, but I didn't put any content because I was still trying to learn and, get a feel of what this content creating world was like in terms of how to put videos together, edit, and all that stuff. And then, towards the end of February in 2022, that's where I took off. And here we are now, 1,500 something later. And it's truly a blessing, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's crazy to see how fast my channel has grown in these 2 years, because some people, man, they'll be on YouTube for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and they're lucky if they even got 1,000 subscribers. So I'm totally grateful for every single one of you who have subscribed to this channel and show support and believe in this content. It really means a lot. Hey, what's up, Talking Star Wars? Glad to see you here. Another one of my loyal channel members. I know you don't have the icon right now, Talking Star Wars, but we've already talked about this. You're a member for life, in my opinion. So you don't even need the icon. That's just how I feel about the situation. Saying congrats, bud. Well deserved. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Talking Star Wars. Greatly appreciate that. Denise is saying, love y'all, Marcus. Always. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. I'm caught up with most of you guys chat. But okay, guys, like while you guys are here, I'm sure we'll get a few more people rolling in here. Fire away. What questions do you want me to answer in regards to the horror genre? Like, what horror movie do you guys want to ask questions about? I'm really interested to see what you guys have in store for me tonight. And I will say this, I am expecting some guests to come on. It's going to be a great time tonight. Just hang out, talk some horror movies, answer some questions. So I do have a few guests lined up. Hopefully all of them can make it. If not, it's understandable. But yeah, it should definitely be a great time tonight. Oh, you're good talking Star Wars. Like I said, you don't even need the icon. In my book, you're a member here for life. That's why I called it out that way. Like, honestly, I ain't worried about that. It is what it is. And I'll be completely honest, because I'm a completely honest person. You know what I mean? I wish I can do a little bit more, and this is why I am going to be changing some things up in the membership tiers. I'm going to be making things a lot cheaper, and I'm also going to lessen my tiers, because I feel like I can't give you guys what I want to give you for your membership, given that I don't have much time to really do it. I have to work around a lot of things. So I figured, you know what? Let's make it easier on myself, make it cheaper for you guys, while also making it easier to where I can schedule more members only stuff and do more stuff for members who become a member here to the channel. So I'm definitely working on that. Hopefully I will be having that done by the end of the week. I wanted to have it done by last week, but just, a lot of moving parts going on right now in my life. So just trying to, stay afloat, but I'm definitely going to get on that, because like I said, I want you guys to be able to not only afford being a member here, but I appreciate every single one of you who stuck with me, especially through hard times. Around August time last year, you guys know what I'm talking about. And you guys stuck with me. You guys, some of you guys even kept paying for the membership, even though I wasn't putting any content out. So, that's why I will always be, and forever indebted to you guys for that. And that's why I said, you know what? I need to make these memberships a lot cheaper, and also make the tiers and everything a lot lesser. So maybe I can make more time to fulfill you guys' perks and stuff like that for the memberships, because you guys show a lot of support, and I want to be able to do nice things for you guys. Honestly, like that's how I operate just in life. And it kind of bugs me for me when I sometimes can't do that. Oh, this is an interesting question. Talking Star Wars asking, do you think they'll kill the Meeks twins or write them out of Scream 7? I think it's very likely they will write them out of Scream 7. And the reason why I think, excuse me, the reason why I think they will write them out of Scream 7, just like they will write Samantha and Tara, is because I'm pretty sure they want to keep that storyline on the back burner if they want to revisit it. I don't think they're going to completely kill off the Carpenter Loomis storyline. I think they're going to write these characters out. I think they're going to play the field, see how 7 works with what they're going to do. If 7 is successful, then maybe down the line we revisit the Carpenter Loomis storyline and get the core 4 back. I've said this in a video. Do not be surprised if Spyglass does not sell the rights, because especially if Scream 7, let me rephrase that. If Scream 7 makes a profit and makes a good profit and is well received, don't expect Spyglass to sell the rights anytime soon. And in that regard, the only way we will probably get the Samantha Carpenter Loomis storyline finished is if they recast the character. And that's just what it is. And I'm actually doing a video about that too, talking about that, who I think if they were to ever go in that direction of finishing the Carpenter Loomis storyline, who I have in mind to replace Melissa Barrera, because I honestly don't think that relationship between her and Spyglass will ever be repaired. But that's just my opinion. Never know. Carrie Elwes, had a lot of issues with Lionsgate and the Saw franchise for a long time. And after the first film said he would never come back and do another Saw film again. And then he ended up in the 7th installment. So anything's possible. Time heals all wounds, as they say. So we'll see. I personally don't want to see Melissa Barrera be recast. I don't want to see nobody else but Melissa Barrera be cast as Samantha Carpenter. But if they are going to go in that direction in the future, I do have somebody in mind that I think would be a perfect replacement for Melissa as Samantha. Hopefully it doesn't come to that point, but we have to keep all of our options open. That is right. Thank you for reminding me, talking Star Wars. Holy crap, I did kind of forget about all that. You're talking about the unanswered questions from Scream, right? Let me know in the chat if that's what you're talking about, because if so, then I might want to do that stream here really, really soon, because if that's what you're talking about, I'm really glad you brought it up, because I actually was going to do another unanswered questions video in regard to Scream and Scream 7, and it might be the biggest unanswered question yet. So, you know what I mean? If that's what you're talking about, Star Wars, let me know. And if so, I'll make sure I get that on the ballot here within the next week or two. I definitely do got to get back on talking some Scream and Halloween content. I feel like I've been slacking a little bit because all this other news is coming out with Strangers. Chucky season 3 is finishing up. Wrapping up those last few episodes. Imaginary just came out. We got the First Omen, like all these other horror movies outside of the normal talking points. I've been trying to, keep up and touch up on, as well as catch up with some newer 2024 slashers and horror movies that has come out so far this year. I actually shared a post about this in the community page. Guys, go check it out. Camp Pleasant Lake. It sounds like Friday the 13th. I know. But in all honesty, it's actually pretty good. And it's nothing like Friday the 13th. Like, the scenery and the title is very Friday the 13th-ish. I will say that. But the killer and the motive and so on and so forth and the overall story is nothing like Friday the 13th. And it has some notable names. It's got Bonnie Aarons, who played the nun. It's got Jonathan Lipnicki, that little kid who played in Little Vampire, and Jerry Maguire and Stuart Little. It has Andrew DeVoe, Wishmaster. It has Kelly Lynn Ryder, if I'm not mistaken. I actually just sent a message out to her talent agency a couple days ago to try to see if I can get an interview with her. I haven't heard anything back yet, so hopefully that works out. But they have some notable, and she played in Slaughterhouse. If Kelly Lynn Ryder, she played in Slaughterhouse as well, and other horror projects that she's been a part of as a producer, so on and so forth. But the point is that Camp Pleasant Lake actually has a pretty good cast, and the story's not bad. I really enjoyed it. So maybe that'll be for a future watch party. I am going to actually do a non-spoiler review on that movie. And then maybe what I'll do is a non-spoiler review, watch party to where we all can watch it. And then I'll do the spoiler review. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. It kept me up. I literally popped that movie on at like 2:30 in the morning. I just looked up new slashers 2024 and I saw it and it said Camp Pleasant Link. And I'm like, sounds like Jason. Let me try it out. And I was pleasantly surprised. Hey, what's up, Darth Chosen? Yeah, it has been a while. Hold on, I think it jumped on me. Yeah, it did. Give me a second. Saying, what's up, bro? It's been a while. I remember watching your reaction on the Saw X trailer. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That movie was fantastic. I cannot wait for Saw X1. So many directions they could go with that one. I have a feeling I know where they're gonna go, but there's other elements they can add to it as well that I think that they will. And I will also say this. I think Saw 12 has a really good chance to be Hoffman versus Gordon, and we finish out the old school OG timeline with Saw 12. The John Kramer timeline, as we know it, I believe could be finished by Saw 12, and it will culminate with Hoffman versus Gordon. I'm really hoping for that. I really am. And then, of course, you got Spiral. Chris Rock said he would love to do another one. So I'm sure after they're done with Tobin Bell, after they're done finishing off this story, whatever they want to do, I'm pretty sure eventually we will get another Spiral movie because there's a lot of questions to be answered from that film. I personally would be really upset if they don't answer those questions because I think personally you can link some of the Spiral's timeline into the OG timeline, or at least some of the characters from the OG timeline into Spiral's timeline. We'll see. But it's good to see you, Dark Chosen. Glad you made it. Oh, Denisha, I greatly appreciate that, honestly. Denisha saying, we will always be behind you, Marcus. You are excited about Abigail coming soon, Ghostbusters, and Final Destination. And I know what you did last summer. I'm excited for those to come soon. Yes, Denisha. I've never really been into Ghostbusters. It's not really my thing, but I know a lot of people love it, and I love hearing people talking about it because they're so enthusiastic about it. Abigail, I am really excited for that. I'm excited to see how that's going to work with the ballerina vampire. I think it's going to be interesting, and plus, of course, Melissa's in it. So, and then Final Destination 6. I hope they bring back Devin Sawa. I really, really hope they bring him back. He deserves to have the proper send off. I always hated how Final Destination 2 killed off his character, Alex Browning. Eats me at my core to this day. Pisses me off. So I'm really hoping they do bring him back, but one way or another, I'm definitely going to check Final Destination 6 out. And of course, I know what you did last summer. Yes, really, really excited for this one, Denisha. Like I said a few minutes ago at the top of the stream, I actually am in the middle of finishing my I know what you did last summer video that I have, on deck. This article came out a couple days ago where the writer spoke to Collider and teased some things about the upcoming film, and I have an interesting reservation about it. So I'm really excited for I know what you did last summer. I will say this. I think the writer, Leah McKendrick, I love her energy. I watched that interview with Collider. Absolutely love her energy and how enthusiastic she is about getting to make this movie because this is one of her favorite horror movies. And I will say this, I'll plug this in and it's going to be in the video, but I also love how she basically was open and honest about how she did not want to do any more big projects because she was supposed to be doing a Grease prequel and Paramount shut her down. So she kind of was in the middle of being done with big major motion picture IPs because of how the studio would always treat her. She even said like she's been trying to pitch to studios that she was at before getting with Sony on I Know What You Did Last Summer, she would pitch to them, I want to do horror movies, and they wouldn't let her. They just was basically like, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, we want you to do this instead. So I really loved that interview, how she was open and honest about that. And I loved what she had to say, what she teased about the new upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer film. I think it's going to be exciting what she mentioned. I'm not going to say it here. You wait to the video if you didn't read the article yet. But what she had to say about the direction of the film and what could be implemented into the film, it has a lot of potential. So I'm really excited for it. Again, I'm really excited to see what direction and what vision Leah McKendrick has as the writer of I Know What You Did Last Summer. You guys know I'm a big sucker for stories and horror movies. Love blood and guts, but if you don't have a good story, most likely you won't hook me. So her enthusiasm for making this movie and being a part of this, it's really, really getting me geared up to watch some I Knew What You Did Last Summer. So we'll see what's up. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for her and Jennifer Caton Robinson, who's going to be directing that film. Darth Chosen said, I feel like Scream 7 will go back to Sydney as the main character. Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like they want to do. That's, been a rumor since October. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Gary Barber can, flaunt his shit all he wants and tries to act like, oh, I don't need any big stars to have a successful Scream movie. Yes, you do. You know you do. That's why after firing Melissa, you reached out to Nev and Patrick Dempsey. You don't do that if you don't think you need the big stars. You don't. So, I definitely do think they're going to go back to Sydney as the main character. I think the biggest uphill battle that this movie is going to face is how are you going to tell a story? How are you going to tell a story focused on Sydney while being able to work around the absence of the core four? If they can do that successfully, Scream 7 will most likely be a good film. It will be a better film than what some expected it to be. But am I confident that it will turn out that way? Not really. And again, this isn't a shot at the writers, but I am just critical if they can get that done, because we've seen in Scream 5 and Scream 6, there were some writing issues. There were some things that didn't make sense. And if you can't make things make sense to me, then how do you expect me to believe that with your newer characters not in the picture, you're going to find a way to successfully write these characters out where fans can believe it and be like, okay, I buy that. Maybe we'll get them in the next film. Because if you don't, then the glaring issue with Scream 7 is always going to be, well, yeah, maybe it was a good Scream movie. Maybe it was a good Sidney Prescott movie. But you still could have had the core four involved with this storyline, because they should have been there, because the timelines are one and the same. So that's just where I'm at with it. I do think they'll go back to Sydney for Scream 7. But hey, who knows? I mean, they got to pay her that gringo. So if they don't pay her that gringo, she most likely ain't going to come back. And there should be no reason or no excuse why they can't pay her, because Melissa's gone, Jenna's gone, especially with Jenna. That's, she's making more money than Melissa. So there's a lot of salary cap, as they like to say in football. There's a lot of salary cap that the studio has in order to spend the money on Nev and Patrick Dempsey, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We will. We were supposed to get news last month, towards the end of last month, and you see how that played out. So, I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on with this movie. I'm praying for the best, hoping for the worst. That's all we all can do at this point. Oh, come on, StreamYard. Don't start doing this. There we go. Okay, Star Wars. Yep, so, sure, I'm down for that. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely did forget about that stream. So that's something that definitely can be worked in here within the next week or two. That would be a fun conversation. I'll have to hit up some of the guys and see if they're going to be available to come hang out for that, because that would be a great live stream to have like a 3-4 person panel, talk for like 2-3 hours about this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Uh you're probably going to chew me out for this one, Darth Chosen, but I have never watched oh, I thought you said Stranger Things. My mistake. I thought you said Stranger Things. Um you're talking about Strangers Chapter 1. Yes, I am really excited for Strangers Chapter 1. The trailer does look interesting. Come on, StreamYard, don't act like that. There we go, baby. Come on. There we go. But yeah, the trailer does look interesting for sure. I'm really excited for it. I've seen a lot of people online and a lot of news outlets be like, "Oh, this looks exactly like a direct remake to the 2008 one." And yeah, there is certain elements. You knew they were going to do that. You knew Rennie Harlan was going to do that. To add the nostalgia and bring the strangers back. You just kind of had to know. But at the same time, this is basically like a prequel. So if this is a prequel to the original, how much do you really expect our antagonists to change, how they approach things and how they attack? I know they got different with Strangers Prey at Night, but Strangers Prey at Night and the original Strangers, in my opinion, are two different entities. This new movie is going to be picking up from the Strangers that we knew in 2008 with Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, not the ones that we witnessed in Strangers Prey at Night. So, yes, I am excited for that. It looks really good. I think it looks like it's going to be a fun time. And I said it in my trailer breakdown. The biggest highlight for me is the cinematography. Wow. It looks fantastic. It really, really does. And I just hope the movie is as fantastic as that cinematography looks. Those shots in the woods, woo! My God. My good Lord. Oh my goodness. I saw that and I was just like, damn, y'all. I was like, damn, he did a good job with that cinematography. Brighten up the mood. Again, I understand that the original creator, he wanted, the wood scenes, the chase scenes, he wanted everything to be super dark. You can hardly see anything, especially for the effectiveness of the pop outs and the suspense. And I'm all for that. I'm not shitting on that at all. But damn, it looks way better seeing the man in the mask swing that axe at the car with that fucking blue lighting, that blue cinematography, that lighting that Rennie Harlan is using. It just, for me, it creates an atmosphere that should always be in a Stranger's movie. It adds to the eeriness. It adds to the ambiance. So I'm excited for it, man. Again, I hope the movie is as damn good as that cinematography looks. We will see. We're 2 months away? Oh yeah, and that's something. And I'll plug it here. Because when the movie comes out, May 18th, I will be in Texas with Destin for Texas Frightmare. Me and him have already talked about it. He agreed it's a great idea. We are actually going to go see Strangers Chapter 1 probably after we go to the convention. We're probably going to hit up the convention for a few hours, get some graphs, get some, souvenirs, get some posters, whatever, hang out, grab something to eat, and then we're going to actually go watch Strangers Chapter 1 together, and we're going to post about it. We're going to create content about it, stuff like that. So super excited for that come May 18th. Man, it's going to be a great time. I'm super excited to see what they're going to do. I really am. Hey, what's up? Real quick before I get to that comment from Talking Star Wars. Yo, what's up, Jamie? I hope you're having a great night. It's good to see you. We gotta get you back here on the channel soon, Jamie. I miss hanging out with you, girl. Miss talking to you. Picking your brain and stuff. Talking Star Wars saying I enjoyed Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp. That's too bad. Sleepaway Camp. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I mean, I will say this. I enjoyed it. It's a fun time. But that ending, come on, y'all. That ending, that's a little too much. A little too much for my liking. Oh, did I miss? This thing must have jumped on me because I'm missing comments. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I see Denisha saying hi to Sister Pam, but for some reason I don't see Pam's name in here. What's going on? That's an issue. Yeah, I for some reason, Pam, if you're here, what's up? I hope you're having a great night. I apologize for the indiscrepancy, but I don't know what the hell's going on with StreamYard right now. It's not showing me your comment. The only reason how I know you're in here is because Denisha, I see it. Huh, that's some funky shit. Yo, StreamYard be acting funky, man. I don't know, man. They be getting on my nerves sometimes. Oh, yeah, for sure. If you want a great scare like Saw, I highly recommend Death Count with Costas in it. I've seen that. It's been a while, so I'll have to revisit it, but I know what you're talking about. Costas is the man. He just exudes that badass moniker, and that's why I loved him. That's why I had no issue with the Saw franchise going in the direction that they went with him, because he just took the ball and he fucking ran with it, and he was just so entertaining and he was so legit. He was so believable as a badass villain, and I really do want to see what is going to happen after Saw 11, because I personally want to see Saw 12 go in that direction of Hoffman versus Gordon, because Hoffman's not dead, y'all. He's still alive in that bathroom. He's still there. So, yeah, Hoffman's an OG, though, for sure. What's up, Val? Saying good evening, y'all. What's up, Val? Hope you're having a great night. Oh, wow. Denisha. Wow. I'm off kilter right now. I'm all messed up. I thought it said Sister Pam. See, this is why I need glasses so bad. I've been holding off on this shit since I started YouTubing, and I definitely need them. I so thought that said Sister Pam. My apologies. I feel like a damn idiot. Oh, good shit. Got to always have a few blunders during a live stream every once in a while. I'm sitting here thinking fucking YouTube is, hiding people's comments from me and shit. Oh, good time. Good job, Marcus. Good job. Good job of showing everybody how much of an airhead you can be. Yes, I agree, Darth Chosen. I 100% agree. Yes, we need Hoffman versus Gordon. Yeah, you got to encapsulate that storyline, you know? And there's multiple ways you can do it. People forget Logan's still out there. Another thing that is interesting, remember in Jigsaw, you know, what did Eleanor Bonneville say? The work of Jigsaw the work of John Kramer will always go on through the work of his followers. We talk about a cult of Ghostface, cult of Jigsaw. Hey, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I think so too. I agree with that. Yeah, I do. I just think because of how much money Saw X has made, I think with how much money Saw 11 is going to make, and it's going to make money because people are really eating up this new story. Um, I think if they do go the Hoffman Gordon route with 12, now you have 3 films in X, 11, and 12 that a lot of fans wanted to see. You already got your fan service films out of the way. Now where do you go? Well, you finish off Spiral. There's still a story there to be told. There's still a story there to be finished. Boom. Encapsulate it. Let's get it going. I know a lot of people did not like Spiral all like that. I did. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good Saw movie. They can call it a Saw spinoff all they want. It's a Saw movie. When you hear Hello Zep play into the end, into the final act, that's a Saw movie. It's not a spinoff. So, you know what I mean? That's my take on that. But yes, I do think there's a possible chance we do get a Spiral 2 as well. And real quick, everybody, before I get back to some of you guys' comments, I have a good old knock at the door. My good buddy Eric from the Bearded Entertainment. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, Dr. Loomis?
Had to dress for the occasion.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, looking good. Congrats, a year, right? This is your year anniversary? 2 years. Okay. I think, yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it does. And especially, like, hell, dude, you've got so many videos out now. Like, I was looking the other day because I was just randomly, I clicked over on your channel and I think you got almost 500 videos out, bro.
Yeah, but close to 430. Yeah, I'm at 424.
Oh, I thought I saw like 490 or something. But
well, see, in all honesty, though, you're right on that. You're right on that number. If I didn't have to delete so many because when YouTube wouldn't monetize me,
yeah,
I had about 50, 60 videos that I had to delete, especially shorts.
They're not nice about that either.
No,
they are not nice.
Very ruthless, my friend. Very ruthless.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, but so you completely swung past me because we hit 1,000 around the same time. I think I hit it a little bit before you did.
Yeah, you did.
But you're already at 1.5, so you're already at 1,500 something. I'm still at like 1,130. I'm still down there.
I could have sworn I saw it was at 1,300 or something. Maybe I miscalculated, but that's still good, bro. Listen, there's one thing I've come to learn about the YouTube algorithm and doing this, bro, is you're going to have your boom periods and you're not going to have your boom periods. It's just, you go with the flow. You know what I mean? But as long as you keep doing what you love to do and putting that content out there when you can, it'll get to where you want it to be eventually. You know what I mean? You just got to keep plugging away.
Yeah, I took this whole week off from my normal job just to start busting out videos. I got like 4 videos, 4 weeks worth of videos made for my Patreon. I just finished the Chucky. Have you watched the Chucky series?
Yes.
I just finished season 1. I'm doing live first time reactions full length for my Patreon.
Nice.
Just finished season 1. So I'm about to start season 2, but man, it's...
So what do you think about that ending?
I hate the ending. Like you know me in cliffhangers. I hate that shit.
I know.
Like it didn't show you anything. Like mild spoilers for season 1 of Chucky. It's been out for how long now?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah. So okay. So we're good. It doesn't show you anything. Like Andy, you don't know if he gets to the fucking. You don't know if he gets to the airport. You don't know what the Tiffany doll is going to make him do. Like it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't resolve.
Oh, you're talking about that aspect. I'm talking about the whole reveal about how the cops got called to him in the first place.
Oh, bro, when I heard that, I was like, oh shit. I'm still confused on how the fuck Tiffany plays in so early because she didn't come in until what, 4 or 5 in those movies.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden we're seeing, oh, by the way, she was with Chucky all the way back in
all
the
this time.
80s.
Yeah.
So there was a Tiffany woman who then became the Tiffany doll, I guess, and then the Tiffany doll took over Jennifer Tilly, who's voiced Tiffany from the beginning. But there's also still a Tiffany doll. So, dude, I'm fucking confused I'm confused as hell right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
So absolutely. But what I love about that series, and I had this thought that it wasn't going to be done this way when Sci-Fi, it was announced Sci-Fi was going to air it. I was like, oh, Chucky's not going to be Chucky because it's on TV, this and this and that. Man, did they prove me wrong?
He was still Chucky.
Yeah, he's still Chucky.
Bro.
And that's why I love this series, because the network lets Don Mancini do with his character what he likes to do. Yeah. And that's how it should be. So it's refreshing to see, man. It really is.
Yeah, I laughed so fucking hard. The last episode 8, there was, and it's not even supposed to be funny, but there's a scene where like Jake, it's the final showdown in the theater, and Jake is holding fucking Chucky up by the throat. And it says something about like he's talking about how he's upset that he didn't get a chance to connect with his dad, and that his dad never accepted him, but now he won't get that chance, obviously. And Chucky says something like he would have never accepted you. And then Jake's like, he would if he had met Devin. And Chucky just goes, that's so gay. Dude, I died laughing. I fucking died laughing. Because Chucky's being choked out, so he's like, that's so gay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't take it. Oh my God. I died.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I remember the auditorium scene when he starts going off. He's like, "You're all fucking assholes," and I'm just. That's when that episode. I just remember just standing up and I'm just like, "That's fucking Chucky. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go,
dude."
Like,
if you watch my reaction when that part came up and you just hear Chucky's laugh behind him, literally you see me go, "Oh shit!" I'm just like, "Oh my God, he's here. Let's do it."
Yeah,
man. And Brad Dourif fucking kills it, man.
Kills it, bro.
And underwritten Nika, fucking Fiona Dourif, her Chucky is awesome.
Bro, I'm about to say, that was her playing her dad when he was younger.
Right? Yeah, like that was her playing, but it was his voice.
Yes,
like, yeah,
bro, I couldn't believe it, and it was so funny because I thought that was another actor, a guy actor playing that part, and it was so funny. I was watching one episode with my mom one time, and she's looking, she's like, "Marcus, I think that's his daughter." And I'm like, "You really think so?" She's like, "Yeah, look at it." So I looked it up, and I'm just like, holy shit, it is her.
Yeah.
Wow. He did a great job, man. Like the makeup, everything. And like you said, her Chucky.
Yeah, because
the apple don't fall from the tree, my friend.
No, it doesn't
fall far from the tree at all. Talking Star Wars says there's a ton of unanswered questions to pretty much every movie. Yeah. Where's Jeff and Lynn's daughter after Saw 4? Same with Daniel and Lawrence's wife and daughter. Yeah, that is true.
Well, we see Hoffman carrying out Jeff and Lynn's daughter.
Yeah.
So I assume she's in like a child services or a protective services something, because we do see Hoffman being the hero and carrying her out after those. So.
Right. Darth Chosen said to Talking Star Wars, I hope we get a Saw movie that takes place between 4 and 5 so they can answer that question. I think what they're mostly wanting to know is like whatever happened to the daughter. Like I guess they want an in-depth, detailed story about what happened to her after the events of her mother and her father, basically dying and stuff like that or whatnot. Like, I mean,
you know who I'd be more interested in?
Who?
Detective. Who was
Matthew's
the detective?
son.
Detective Matthew's son. Yeah, because he was old enough to comprehend what was going on.
Yep.
He would. I don't know. I think he would be a more interesting story because
I agree because of the connection with Eric Matthews.
Yeah, and the little girl. If you got to think, the whole storyline was she was being, not abused but kind of neglected because her parents were so focused on her dead older brother, and then she has to go through this, and we don't even really know what she went through. But I'm just imagining she's not really old enough to truly comprehend what happened. And I don't know. I don't think that would be a very good story. But Detective Matthews' son going through that shit.
Yep. Yeah, because he's been through it. Like he was actually involved with the game, like in the trap. Yeah, she was a part of the game, but there was never going to be no harm done to her.
Yeah.
There was harm done to Daniel because he was breathing in that nerve agent.
And he had to kill someone.
Yeah. So I agree. That's something that me and Destin talked about leading into Saw X is, will they ever revisit, Eric Matthews' character's son? Because, I mean, he's still out there. He's still alive. And who's to say that in Saw 11, we don't get an appearance from Eric Matthews himself before the events of Saw 2, so.
Because the whole setup for Saw 2 was that Detective Matthews was a dirty cop and had planted evidence and done all this. So it kind of works. You could definitely work him into some more story. And I'm sure, which one was it? Was it Donnie Wahlberg?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure Donnie Wahlberg could squeeze it in. But
could you imagine Mark Wahlberg in a Saw movie?
bro, you know what? Here's the thing, though. There was a time that if you told me Chris Rock in a Saw movie, I'd have been like, "What?"
Right?
So, or fucking Samuel L. Jackson in a Saw movie, I would have been like, "What are you talking about, man?" So you never know,
Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. I'd geek the fuck out. I would. I would geek out if he did that. If he would do a Saw movie, he's got to give me a Saw rap music video. He just has to do it.
Dude,
Old school Marky Mark
bro, about to say Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch come out the post credit scene. Dude, I'd be there for it. I'd be there for it.
Oh yes, absolutely. What's up, Melissa? I hope you're having a great night. Thank you for stopping in. Uh-oh. Streamer is being funky again. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not complying?
Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, I saw you having problems the other day.
Yeah, it's something going on with them not letting me pull up certain comments. Like, I don't know what it is. It's all right, because I'm about to enter backstage on my other computer. See, this is the beautiful thing about having, being able to do two things at once. But yeah, so everybody in the chat, if you guys have a question for Eric that you would like to ask him in terms of like horror movies, like what he wants to see, go for it. You know what I mean? Because this is just a hangout, 2-year anniversary live Q&A. You guys want to know what you guys are thinking and answer some of your questions.
Yeah, I'll answer anything, man. You know what I'm really excited for?
What?
Fucking Maxine, bro. We got 4 months.
I'm about to say, didn't they come out with like some set photos or like a mini clip or something like that? I've seen something about that on Google.
Well, there was set photos, but they officially released they officially announced the release date. Because up until yesterday or the day before, we had no clue when Maxine was coming out. But they released, or they announced, July 5th this year is Maxine. And
also the day after 4th of July, bro, that's gonna fucking be huge.
Yeah, so we got less than 4 months before we can watch Maxine.
Yeah, that's gonna be another one. That's gonna be another one that's gonna be on the radar. What I want to do is leading into it, and I might just do it, in June, is basically like do a review for both Pearl and X. Like I think I did like a non-spoiler review a long time ago or whatnot, but I want to revisit both films, share my thoughts and opinions on it, then do some videos leading into Maxine, what could happen, maybe a couple theory videos and stuff, and then go check it out, because I think that's going to be another talked about movie once it's released as well.
Dude,
given what he's done with Pearl and X, I think this is going to be a fantastic movie.
Pearl and X were top 5 movies, were both in my top 5 of 2022. Like they were was 2022 or 2023?
No, 2022.
Yeah, they were both in my top 5 of 2022. Those movies were fucking excellent.
2 fucking years, bro. That's what I'm saying. Around the time X came out is when I started this channel, when I started doing videos. That's how fast this time has went. Like,
yeah, it feels like
2 years old, bro.
It feels like no time since fucking
X. Time. It really doesn't.
I remember what happened was I was on a stream with Jack Stannis and Craven Something Scary. We were on a live stream and it was really late at night. I think it was already like 1 a.m. Eastern or something. And I just brought up like, yeah, I have a digital copy of X, and this is like right when it came out. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I got a digital copy of it. And they're like, you want to do a watch along? So dude, we dropped that stream, and like 15 minutes later, I set it up so we could all watch it together. Jumped on another stream, and I think we were on that stream till like 4 a.m, like watching X. And dude, it was the first time I'd seen it. And I'm like, holy shit, this is such a good movie. And it just had that feeling. And then you get Pearl, like the same year, completely different feeling, but still a great movie.
Still a great movie,
dude. And then from what they've said, Maxine is going to be completely different from Pearl and X. But Mia Goth and Ty West have both said Maxine is going to be the best movie of the three.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, if that with as good as
That
Pearl
says a
and
lot.
X, yeah, with as good as they were, you're saying this one's going to be the best? I don't, man, that's some big shoes to fill.
Wow. Yeah, and like I said, I've seen some like pictures and stuff. I'm digging the look for her in this movie. The blonde hair, I'm digging it. I really am. I think it just adds. I don't know what it is. It just adds a little bit more brightness to the character because the first two is a little bit more darker and stuff. I think also, what is this? Ain't this supposed to be set in like Hollywood or something?
It's so what it's supposed to be is the 80s. Is Maxine was the only one to get away at the end of X. This is going to be her
right.
in the 80s in Hollywood trying to make it as a star because that's her whole, that was her whole thing. Is she was going to be a star.
Wow, that's right. See, that's what I said. I got to go back and really rewatch these two and really like observe it the way I do with Scream, Halloween, and all that stuff, so I can really like bite down and get a hook on the story and all that.
Bro, have you seen the freaking cast of Maxine?
No, I haven't.
Bro. Okay, so obviously Halsey's going to be in it.
I did see Halsey. Yes.
Michelle Monaghan.
Oh,
fucking Giancarlo Esposito.
Whoa, let's go. My boy's
Kevin
on the Renaissance
Bacon.
Right, he's going to be an Abigail.
Bro, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's going to be in this movie. Fucking Bobby Cannavale. Like, this is a huge cast. It's like the biggest cast of the movies.
Kevin Bacon in this joint. Oh, it's going down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July weekend is going to be, as they say, explosive.
Yeah, it is, dude. I'm excited. And they don't have, if you look at IMDb, none of the characters are named. So like Giancarlo Esposito doesn't show his name. Kevin Bacon, no character name.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so you have no
mystery.
Yeah, you have no clue who they're going to play.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now you got me excited even more excited for it than what I was. I'm ready to see what's up.
Yeah, Maxine is like probably top 5 anticipated movie of the year.
Oh, I can agree with that. I know there's a lot of people who have like been talking about that since like not even late last year, like June, July.
Well, because after Pearl, they had a teaser for Maxine. Like after the movie Pearl, you got a teaser for Maxine. So ever since Pearl came out, they had already announced Maxine. Yeah, so everyone's like, okay, when the hell's it coming?
Right.
So
yeah, they built that anticipation up the right way. So Darth Chosen saying, I have a feeling Chad and Mindy will be in Scream 7. Well, Eric, since you were my guest, I'm interested to see what you think about that. What are you feeling? Do you think Chad and Mindy will be a part of Scream 7?
I don't. No, I don't. Just because there's been rumors going around that there's a wish list of characters or of actors that they wanted in the movie. Obviously, that included like Nev and Patrick Dempsey and a bunch of things. And from what I've heard now, rumors are that they're completely abandoning that and going with a fresh cast. Now, in terms of Chad and Mindy, as far as I was ever concerned, Chad and Mindy were, they were background characters they were just there because they were friends with Sam and Tara, And now that we know Sam and Tara aren't going to be in it, it doesn't really make sense to have Chad and Mindy in there. Because
and
I don't know.
And that's my thing. That's what I was saying earlier is that, it's going to be difficult for them, especially with the writers and, given what they've given us in Scream 5 and Scream 6 from a writing standpoint, it's going to be a little bit of a difficult task for them to, they can easily write them out, but to do it in a manner where it's going to be acceptable and people will buy it, I'm not 100% confident, but one way or another, I agree with you. I don't see them coming back. Even though they are Randy Meeks' niece and nephew, they were only added to the fold to add to the legacy aspect of the Samantha Carpenter character. That's it.
Yeah. Like I said, if they weren't friends with Sam and Tara, they wouldn't even have been in 5 and 6. So I don't see them being in it. I would love more Chad. I'm honestly okay if we don't get Mindy.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I know Mindy serves a purpose, but I was not on board with, like, I don't think she did a good job, honestly.
Right.
Not saying anything bad about Jasmine Savoy Brown. I'm not saying that I'm just saying I didn't like the character. I thought the character was kind of annoying.
Right. And it's
So
also the way they write the character.
yeah, that's it.
They write her as someone who in so many ways kind of comes off as the smartest person in the room, but they know the least at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't have that. Doesn't work with both. It just doesn't. You
No.
gotta have a balance. You gotta make up your mind. What do you want to do? Do you want her to be the expert, or do you want her to be not unknown? Like, make up your mind.
I just, man, like I said, just wasn't a fan of her character. So if they do come back, I feel like the only way they would come back would be as, as if they were the main characters, and I don't think they really have that, I don't think there was enough interest in them to be main characters. And if we have new main characters, it wouldn't make much sense for Chad and Mindy to still be there. Like, how do they know the new main characters? And why are we getting a new lead, but the same, I don't want to call it background. Yeah.
Like, everybody, all the core 4 fans are going to be like, oh, what happened with Tara and Chad? We want to know what happened with Tara and Chad.
Exactly.
Like, so I personally don't think they're going to be in it neither. It sucks, but it is what it is. We have to move on at this point.
Yeah.
Talking Star Wars says, I think they should just reboot the Scream series in like 3 to 5 years. If they don't get Nev back, get fresh new characters or tie into the TV show. I've said this. I wouldn't be against them, going back to Lakewood. I would love to see that story finished. But this is the thing. The thing is this. The Scream franchise, it thrived. The movies anyway, they thrive off stars. They thrive off having the big names, the big pop, the people that are going to put the asses in the seats.
Well, see, now they do.
Yes.
You got to think, when the first one came out, the biggest star in it was Drew Barrymore, and she died in the first. So they do now, but even more so, it's the opening kill. That's what you got to have a big star for.
Yes. And see, that's the thing. And that's the thing, especially compared to back in those days and maybe even now. They might not be lucky to get somebody who is a big star that wants to, be like the opening kill. They might fuck around and be like, no, we want to be, the main character. We want to be the main focus. That was what was so selfless about Drew Barrymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they originally wanted her for the Sydney.
Yes, and it was smart on her end, because I remember even she said this in an interview. She said, I went to West and I said, listen, everybody's going to expect me to be your final girl because I'm the biggest star you have in this movie right now. What would really make an impact is if you kill me off within the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, nobody would see it coming. And that's what happened. And it was lightning in a bottle. And then everything, that selfless act by Drew Barrymore helped create the Scream stars that we know and love today. It did.
Yeah. Because
she gave that breathing room for Nev to be Sydney and the other characters to flush out. Because now all the focus is not on Drew Barrymore. We have to focus our attention to these other actors who are playing these other roles. And it worked out perfectly. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if we get that with today's modern actor, especially with how, in terms of like how it is with money in the studios. I feel like actors today, they're going to maximize whatever financial profit they can get, as well as the biggest part, the biggest notoriety, so that they can keep getting projects to get that notoriety and to be the top star. I'm not saying that they can't find somebody who'd be willing to be as selfless as Drew. They might, but I just think it's going to be a little bit more difficult now than it was then. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, man, I got to be honest. I kind of disagree, just because I think so here's the thing. And I do like 5 and 6, I do. But let's consider this. Opening kill for part 6. Who was it? Samara Weaving.
Yes.
Okay. the average moviegoer. So Samara Weaving, obviously, small part. She was only the opening kill. Let's take not your two leads, Sam and Tara. Let's take the two next leads, which would be Chad and Mindy. The average moviegoer knows Samara Weaving a lot more than Chad or Mindy. Right. So I think I think there's still a draw to it. Like, because everyone knows Drew Barrymore from that kill. Everyone knows fucking.
It's iconic.
Yeah, and you think about fucking Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett, like they were only in the first. I think you get a lot of notoriety being the, like you're not a big part, yeah, but I would argue you get just as much notoriety being the opening kill as you do for being in the entire movie, and you don't work nearly as hard.
You know what? Now that you put it that way, I can agree with that because, yeah, it's especially if you're making the same amount of money as you would for playing in the whole movie, and then just especially if it's written and played out and choreographed the right way, that opening scene can be just as iconic as the other ones. Yeah. You know, because we even Liv Schreiber and outside of Marnie and Jenny in Scream 4, I think Liv Schreiber, some would say, out of all the stars that's been killed in the opening scene, he was probably the least starry of them all or whatnot. But still, to this day, there's fans, myself included, that say he should have never got killed in that opening scene.
Oh, he shouldn't have. He
should have. Like they still talk about that to this day. So
bro, there was so much more he could have done.
Oh, absolutely, bro. And that's why, me personally, I guess this is why I don't rank Mickey higher on my killer list. I know he's a great killer. I liked him as that partner with Randy of Knowing Films. And I was hoping that we would get more of that in future films. That's why I've always wanted that. So that's why I don't put Mickey as high on my killer list as I should. And I'll admit that. But I just loved the chemistry between him and Jamie Kennedy in that movie. That they was just so great. Empire Strikes Back. Just the dialogue between them two about movies was fantastic.
Yeah. It was it was really great. But I mean, I'm thinking about 4 as well, dude. You got to think about 4. How many openings there were? We had freaking Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell. You had Lucy Hale in there, bro. You had a stacked opening. Of course, it was obviously there was that there was the fake outs or it was part of the movie or whatever. I'm gonna be honest. 4 was my least favorite opening because of that. It is. I love Scream 4. It's my third favorite sequel. But that opening, man, I never got on board with it. But yeah, dude,
it's funny because I'm not a super big fan of the opening neither. But the part when Kristen Bell stabs Anna Paquin, that shit had me fucking rolling because she's just going on. It's so predictable. You always see it coming. Blah,
blah. Did you see that coming?
Why? Because you talk too fucking much. Wow. Now shut the fuck up and watch the fucking movie. I'm like, yes, that's great. That was gold right there. But yeah, I agree. The multiple openings and stuff, it didn't hold with fans, I believe, because it really wasn't it wasn't memorable. Just like Jenny and Marnie's, in my opinion. They weren't really memorable. Yeah, they were stars in their own right, but it wasn't memorable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Scream 1, obviously memorable. Scream 2 with Jada and Omar, that was memorable. In the fucking movie theater, like they get picked off in the movie theater, one in the bathroom, one in front of everybody without anybody really noticing.
That's the worst, dude. That one is so heartbreaking.
You know what's so crazy is remember when Randy's on the phone with the killer and they say, have you ever felt a knife cut through human flesh and scrape the bone beneath? That scene when Ghostface plunges the knife in Jada's back one last time and he corks back like he is just digging. That dialogue always takes me back to that scene because it reminds me of them scraping the knife on her bones and just like it's just so crazy and stuff. But man, I agree. They could do it. It's just we got to get somebody who's selfless. You know what I mean? Like Samara Weaving. That's
It's
a
just
prime
someone
example.
who's a fan of the franchise. That's the thing.
Right.
Because there's plenty of people out there. But you know what? Back to 4 for a second, because you're talking about how it's not as memorable and everything. I think it's overshadowed by the fake outs.
Yes.
Like it is like they had these fake outs. You're like, because there's 2 of them, and you're like, okay, so that was, you're not paying attention to what's actually happening. You're thinking this is going to be another fake out. And so you're not really, it doesn't really hit you the same. And like, yeah, in my opinion, that's the one part about 4 I would change. Is I wouldn't have the fake out kills. Yeah, just have just have the actual kill and make it impactful. Because we think about 5. Look at 5's opening attack. It's just like part 1, but it's so impactful, like you're feeling it. And it follows the same formula. There's nothing wrong with that though. It's a winning formula. Like
it is.
So yeah, dude, but at this point, like the original production schedule, Scream 7 was supposed to finish filming in like a month. Like they're supposed to be filming right now according to the original production schedule. Nowhere, as far as I know, we don't have a new director. There's a script being worked on, but if the characters, if none of the returning characters are coming back, they're going to have to drop that and start a new script.
Right.
Like we don't have a script, we don't have a director, we don't have anything.
Well, according to the rumors, and of course, nothing is official until it's official.
Yeah.
But according to the rumors, the script, or at least a rough draft, is already finished.
So,
and I'm like, okay, even if that's true, what's so positive about that? We've seen the last time this happened with Scream 6. Yes, was Scream 6 in dialogue a lot of the same? Would have been a lot of the same if Sydney was present? Yes, but there also would have been some things in there that would have been very, very different. And then what happened? They had to reconstruct everything on the fly. And this is where you get writing errors, when you basically force a writer to have to rush a story to meet a deadline. Especially with the Scream franchise, one of the things it's thrived off of, if not the main thing outside of its characters, is the story. So when we're not getting a story that everything lines up, fans see through this shit. It's just how I see the Scream movies. In so many ways, it's like professional wrestling, in my opinion. If you are a good guy who should be a bad guy, the fans will eat through it. They'll eat it up, and they'll point it out, and they'll boo you.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
You're either a face or you're a heel, and the people know.
Yes, and that's what it is with the Scream franchise. Like, you can't give us things like, oh yeah, well, my name is Detective Wayne Bailey, but no, my real name is such and such Kirsch. And yeah, by the way, I'm a New York City detective, but somehow they didn't know that I had a fake name. Like, we can't have things like that. But you can contribute that to having to rush through shit all the time. And so even if this rough draft is done, I'm not confident. I really am not. Like, I'm not confident that.
Well, here's the thing. That rough draft only matters if you can get the characters you wrote for. So if that rough draft included Sydney and Detective Kincaid and Gale, and those 3 aren't coming back, guess what? You're fucking starting a new rough draft, because you can't make that movie. So, man, as of right now, I never thought we would be in this place with Scream 7. I didn't.
Me neither.
And here's the thing.
I remember it like it was just yesterday, Eric. I was I had just gotten off of work or whatnot. I had an early shift, and I had just gotten off work, just got settled in the house, showered up, whatever. I'm like, all right, yeah, let me get on, the junk, start getting some videos or whatever, see what I want to do today. And get on YouTube, and Steven's on live, and all you see is that big ass thumbnail. Melissa's fired, or fired. And it has Melissa's face on it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I remember just going in, and I go on Google. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I look up everything, and the news came out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then it's just like downhill from there. Now, I will say this: how we were talking about, Chad and Mindy and stuff coming back and stuff. I mentioned this in a video, and I believe in this. If Scream 7 is successful and well received, don't bank on Spyglass Media selling the rights. Don't bank on it.
I don't think they're going to sell them anyway.
I really don't neither. But in case Scream 7 doesn't perform well and they don't want to deal with the Scream fans' backlash anymore because they know they've been eating shit from a lot of us and stuff.
But
if they don't want to deal with that, if they don't want to deal with that audience and get out of the Scream business and stuff, they could decide to sell the rights, but I personally don't think it's going to happen. So if they don't sell the rights, for those who are hoping that we do at some point finish the Samantha Carpenter storyline, who don't believe it's not finished or whatnot, you got to brace yourself that if they're going to go in that direction, you might get a recast of the Samantha Carpenter character. You might.
I don't think they'll do that, man.
I hope they wouldn't. I hope they wouldn't.
Here's the thing. I'm on the camp of, or in the camp of this, the Carpenter storyline is finished. Like we saw a complete story arc of both characters. We saw Samantha going from being afraid that she was gonna, this darkness was gonna affect her people in her life, to coming back to protect people, to kind of giving into that darkness a little bit, to realizing, yes, it's a part of her, but she can control it. And she started being super protective of Tara, but then she realizes, hey, you're a grown woman. You could take care of yourself. I'm only going to be here. And then you take Tara, like completely avoiding everything that happened and not going to therapy and not dealing with it. And then she, by the end of the movie, she realizes, hey, I gotta talk about this. I gotta do something. I gotta go to therapy. And realizing with Sam, like she wants her there and she needs that. Like they had a complete story arc. Like if you left them there, think about where we left fucking Sydney in part 5. They got a better fucking ending than Sidney Prescott or Gail Weathers did.
I can agree with that. They did.
Like what
they did.
What else do you want Sam to go through?
I just think what hurts it, even if, like yourself and some people believe, okay, the ending of Scream 6 was a proper send-off. We did get a good story arc to send these characters off into the sunset. There's always going to be those fans that are like, well, you know what Skeet said? There were supposed to be 3 parts. We want that 3rd part.
You know what I'd say to those fans? Well, Matthew Lillard said that Stu was supposed to come back. So do you also agree with that?
Good play,
bro. You gotta take this Ghostface's opinion and say he was completely telling the truth, but you're gonna completely deny this person who, by the way, was contracted to be in the movie.
I'm gonna say got paid for it.
Yeah. So why you believe in Billy, but Stu? Nah, can't trust that guy. Can't trust that actor. No, fuck you. No.
Good play.
No, good man. Here's the thing. For Sydney. Now, like the one argument I have seen is, well, Sydney got all these movies. Sam could easily push that many movies. Every movie we got with Sydney worked, in my opinion. Like you had the jealous boyfriend to kick it off, or not the jealous boyfriend, but the vengeful boyfriend to kick it off. Then the mother, the parent of that person wanting revenge. Then you had that unknown family member who, by the way, tied into the very beginning. It just flowed so well to me, right?
Because you had competent storytellers.
And then you get to part 4, and Sydney's overcoming some stuff, but then you realize she's got a family member who's jealous. And it's just everything flowed so brilliantly. And then you get to 5. And 5 is basically a fucking carbon copy of part 1, man. It is like it's the boyfriend of the main character. The motive is whatever. It doesn't really matter,
right?
But then you get to part 6, and once again, it's just a carbon copy of part 2. So if they get like they did 7 and continued the Carpenter storyline, and we found out there was a fucking secret long lost stepbrother out there, I would walk out of the theater, man. Like,
I feel that.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
What
I
other
wouldn't be
storyline
too
would you
happy
do?
with that either. Like you at that point, the two biggest things, if you were going to continue the Carpenter Loomis storyline for 7, is that it's okay to mirror Scream 3 a little bit, but you got to get completely different. You got to give us something fresh and something new. You know, and then on top of that, avoid, and I mean avoid the whole fucking sibling, long lost sibling, whatever scenario and stuff. Because again, if we wanted to watch that, we could just watch Scream 3. So like it's difficult. I mean, I will say this: if they are ever going to do the Samantha Carpenter storyline, if they want to finish it the way they want to finish it, and let's say Spyglass still owns the rights, and they know there's going to be no mending fences with Melissa, and they said, okay, well, we're going to recast this character. We're going to recast Samantha's character. The only person that I think could be able to do it, and I would be accepting of it, even though I really don't want it to happen. But the one person I would be accepting of it would be Lauren LaVara from Terrifier 2.
Dude, she's so good. I
think because in so many ways, when you look at the Sienna Shaw character, there are many similarities to her character, like the Samantha Carpenter character. And seeing her play that type of role, I think that she would be able to do it and stuff. I do. And she's a legit badass. The chick's an MMA fighter, stunt woman, stuff like that. So she would definitely be believable in that role. I personally, though, as much as I like Lauren LaVara and I think she would be a great replacement, I would hope that wouldn't happen because I know Samantha Carpenter to be Melissa Barrera.
And here's the thing. I don't know if they would do that with Lauren LaVara. I agree she could kill the role. She would do it. If I'm going to be honest, man, I just think if they were going to recast her, they would recast her with a Latina to keep that out there because Melissa Barrera.
Lauren's not Latina.
She's from the United States, but she's Italian, is from what I understand.
Oh, I could have sworn she was Latina.
I know I've looked it up and like she's like she speaks Italian as well. Like she studied in Italy, and I'm pretty sure she's Italian. But yeah, man, I think they would just. She might have some of that heritage, in her. But I don't. I think they would go someone more forward presenting. Latina to maintain that.
I went with the assumption that she was Latina. That's why.
And she might be. I know. Right. All I know is I'm pretty sure I read on IMDb that she was Italian, and I could be wrong though. I do know she speaks Italian. But yeah, man, she, like I said, she could do it. She really could do it. But man, I don't know. Getting her over from Terrifier, they might not want to cross streams that much.
Real quick.
And the La Vera.
Yeah, I know.
The typically the La. I mean, you kind of associate that with Italy and some South American places. So I don't know, man. I don't know who I would get to I just wouldn't recast her. That's the thing, dude. Like, if you can't get her back, it's not like this is old enough now where people wouldn't realize,
Right.
Like if this was really old, like if we got like a 10-year gap in there, okay, yeah, I would understand recasting. But this is like, this is fresh. We just got the last movie, part 6, last year. So recasting her, in my opinion, isn't even an option.
Yeah, I would hope they wouldn't do it. I just don't trust studios.
I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to continue the storyline. And in my opinion, here's the thing. Here's the only way I would say let's continue it. I had it's Mr. Brett James Bishop and myself were talking and discussing a storyline for a Scream movie that we thought would be exciting. And it would be kind of a half and half story. Half of the story is Sidney Prescott and then half of the story is the core four. And in this story, they were each fighting off Ghostface attacks simultaneously, and then they end up like grouping together,
right?
And then the ghost faces that are attacking them obviously come together as well. And the big mystery is you don't know if these ghost faces know each other or if it's like just random attacks of different people. Just like you had Jason and Greg.
Definitely could have worked. They could have did that even in Scream 6.
You know what I was thinking? Here's another thought I had is Scream 7, entirely Sydney's story, have it take place at the same time as Scream 6 did.
I said the same thing. I did a video about it called Scream 6.5. It's literally like, I'm like, yo, you can have her be attacked literally around the same time that the New York events are taking place.
Yeah, and then that way, and then after that, you can either go back to the Sam and Tara storyline, or you combine them.
Yep, you combine them. Right.
And dude, it just makes so much sense to do that. But if they can't get Sam and Tara back, I don't agree with them with the whole firing thing and the way it went down. And I don't know all the specifics, but here's one thing that I did hear, and maybe you can clarify it if you know more. From what I heard after the fact was Jenna actually quit first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fired Melissa.
Yep.
And
it was already reported before the strikes even happened that Jenna was going to come back. That's the rumors. That's what was said.
Yeah. That's what I heard, that Jenna quit, and then it just wasn't announced until after Melissa was fired.
Yeah, I heard she was like fired a month before they even announced it.
Well, here's my thought is I was thinking, do you think that after Jenna quit, they were just like, okay, well, if we can't get Jenna, because I love Melissa, Jenna is a bigger draw than Melissa. She just
she is.
I was thinking, like, what if after Jenna quit, they're like, we don't have any reason to continue that storyline then, and they were just looking for a reason to fire Melissa.
It's possible. I mean, you know what? Now what I'm going to do, and I don't care how long it takes me, what I'm going to do is see when some of these social media posts from Melissa start taking place. And if they start taking place months like before, like even before the strikes happened, I think that will paint a pretty clear picture as to why Melissa was really fired. And I think if that is the case, it has nothing to do with what she was posting. It would have everything to do with what you just said.
Man, that's just and here's the thing: the writers and the directors, Radio Silence, said, and this is quoted from an interview: "There is no Sam without Tara. There is no Tara without Sam."
Right.
That's a direct quote. And if that's the case, and they found out Tara wasn't coming back, they were probably looking for a reason to get rid of Sam too.
Yep, I can agree with that.
So
I definitely agree with that. So I looks like I'm going to have to do some Instagram posts on them.
man, I think I have screenshots of them.
So real quick, I do want to touch on some of these comments. Jamie says, "Wait, you've never seen Stranger Things? Twin Peaks inspired so much of that show. You'll love it."
And Jamie's all about the Twin Peaks.
I know, and she got me on Twin Peaks. That's the shit. Damn it, Jamie! Now you're going to have me go fishing back into Stranger Things, and I don't know. I don't know why I just never really thought that it was something I would get into. I guess it's one of those things like, you know how sometimes you hear the word of mouth, and there's some things that you want to check out because of that word of mouth, and then there's some things you don't feel like checking out. You don't feel obligated just because of that word of mouth. That's what Stranger Things is to me. I would see like advertisements and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I don't know if I'm really into this type of stuff. Like, even my cousins and family are into it, so maybe it's something I do have to check out. But if you said Twin Peaks inspired much of it, then it has to be good, because Twin Peaks is really good in my opinion. Because Twin Peaks, there's just so many things, there's so many layers and so many things going on, so many different storylines, but they all tie in together in the grand scheme of things. So that's why I like Twin Peaks a lot. Let me catch up with some of these chats.
I'm pretty sure I have the screenshots.
Hack StreamYard. Ha ha ha. Talking Star Wars. I kept looking through the chat for that Sister Pam thing. Yeah, that was a total blunder. I could have sworn that's what that comment said, but my mistake.
Wait, what blunder?
No, fucking Denisha was saying hi to Jamie earlier, and she said Sister Jamie, but because my ass is blind as a bat, and I can't see certain things correctly or whatnot, I thought it said, "Hey, Sister Pam."
Oh,
And
gotcha.
here I went looking for Pam's comment, thinking that she left a comment, and I didn't see shit. Well, that's because Pam didn't leave a fucking comment. I just misread the comment. So,
Gotcha.
yes, like I told them, you got to have a blunder every once in a while. It makes it fun. Oh yeah, Val said she hadn't seen Stranger Things neither. Yeah, might have to be something to check out. Darth Chosen says Spiral is better than Saw 3D and Jigsaw. I honestly I honestly, now that I've went back and rewatched Jigsaw, I kind of, put it up there with Spiral. I actually like Jigsaw a lot more now than I did back then. And I think that's because when you really like listen to the dialogue and the story and stuff, there's avenues they could take, especially for a quote unquote cult of Jigsaw. So I like Jigsaw. I think it's okay. It's better than what I thought when I initially watched it. There's some things in there that I like. And I think that with Jigsaw and Spiral, there's a possibility that our, bad guys, Logan and Shank, could potentially be working together. And that's another video that I'm actually working on and stuff like that. Because once I rewatched Jigsaw and Spiral more recently here, I just kind of pieced some things together in terms of each guy's motive and what they were trying to do and what they were trying to accomplish, the message they were trying to send. And there's some similarities there. So I can't wait to get to that video, really, put everything that I have to say into it and see what a lot of you guys think about it. Because I think Jigsaw and Spiral can be merged together, but that's just me.
I think they can too, man. It's all a matter of timeline. That's the thing. That's
Right.
the weird part is the timeline. But
Right.
I would love to see Logan back. I really enjoyed
too,
Logan.
man. He's badass.
Yeah,
I like Logan.
And if you think about how fucking Spiral left off, like he just completely got away. Yeah,
I love
dude.
it. I love
And
it.
I really
loved
enjoyed
it.
Spiral. I don't
I
know. I
did
don't care
too.
what people say. I enjoyed Spiral. I
Right.
loved the twist behind fucking Samuel L. Jackson's death.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep. And that's the thing. And that's what I tell people is that if you really wanted to, and it's so crazy, because if they really wanted to, they could have made a John Kramer movie with Samuel L. Jackson in it as Chief Banks. Because when that shit was going down in terms of Article 8 and all the fucked up shit the police department was doing, that was when John Kramer was still alive and shit was going down.
Dude,
and
fucking Samuel L. Jackson could be in Saw 11.
Bro.
Like he could fit in Saw 11.
Bro.
Like,
Bro.
Think about the timeline. It makes so much sense for Chief Banks to be there.
It does.
In fucking Saw 11.
It really does.
Bro, could you imagine fucking John Kramer and Samuel L. Jackson having a conversation, like him not realizing who he's talking to on the street? Dude, like in him, can you imagine John Kramer lecturing Samuel L. Jackson on like police brutality?
Yes.
And like, dude, I'd love to see that conversation.
And I could just see Samuel. You trying to tell me how to do my job, motherfucker?
Dude, that's exactly what he would say. And then John Kramer, no, but someone should. Just walk away. Just fucking walk away.
Yep. Just like in the beginning of Saw X with the vision of the eye trap scene and stuff. I love how he delivers the line, "It's on you, and I do not like what I see." I'm just like, that shit is so funny. It's great because he really means that shit. He's just
he
so
does.
good.
He does.
And it's so good, man. Like, it's so crazy, like, because he's been in the game acting for so long, but it's so crazy how Saw really it allowed him to show just how damn good of an actor he really is. Like, he's phenomenal.
He really is, man, and it's the smartest decision they could have ever made to figure out a way to bring him back. Because,
Yes.
I mean, and let's be I love all the Saw movies, but let's be honest, there's been something missing ever since what, part 3? That's when he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3 or 4? And you
Yeah,
got
part 3.
flashbacks. Yeah, you got
Part 3.
flashbacks every now and then, but there's been something missing since then, and just having him back in the center, like the forefront, you're like, "Oh, yeah." And I love an underrated aspect, I think, of, of Saw X is, for me, seeing him actively set the games up. Like, you actually see him moving things. You see him
Yup.
taking these something about that makes it more real to me. Like, it's
Yep.
not just some, omnipotent being who all of a sudden has you
Yep.
and these things worked out. No, he's like he's actually moving things. He's actually
Yep.
taking bodies from one place to
Was
another. He's
taking the
pulling
gunpowder out of
games.
the bullet.
Yeah, like just seeing those little things behind the scenes made so much of an impact for me. And I don't know why, but I fucking
Because it
love
shows you the
that.
brilliance behind his madness. It really does. Like, it shows you how maddening what he does is. There's a brilliant mind at work. Everything is meticulously planned. Like, he's just great, man. He's just phenomenal. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in Saw X and the direction they're going to go with this character and Cecilia, Hoffman, Amanda.
Dude,
So many moving
Hoffman,
parts.
dude, Hoffman, I love John Kramer, I do. But Hoffman is a fucking animal.
He is,
Like, I
bro.
don't know who I'd rather go up against, fucking Kramer or Hoffman, because Hoffman when he went into that fucking hospital, bro, like, he didn't care who was in his way. Like, he
No.
killed so many and the police station, he killed the fucking audio technician, he
Yep.
killed both of the detectives looking for him. Dude,
Yep.
he's like, "I know what I need to do, and I'm gonna kill anyone I gotta kill
Yep.
to do it." And man, he was a fucking animal.
Bro, just even that subtle line in the post-credit scene. Of all the men you choose to cheat, you choose John Kramer?
Kramer,
I mean,
call
I call that
that
epic,
epic bad
epic luck.
luck.
Like, just that line right there, it just shows you, in all honesty, just how fucking meticulous this man is. Like, of all the things he could say, that's just epic bad luck, bro. Now you got to face the
Oh, yeah.
consequences.
And I wanna
Like,
see what happens to that dude too. Like, I wanna
oh,
see his stomach all torn out.
I will say this, and I could be wrong. I know a lot of us probably expect that that's going to be the opening scene of the movie. I actually think that's going to be the ending of Saw X. I mean, Saw X1. And
See, I don't know.
the
I never
only reason
imagined
why I
to see
say
more.
that, the only reason why I say that is because, and maybe I'm thinking in too much, thinking into it, much into it. But if the story is going to continue with Cecilia, and Orrin Cole said that both John Kramer and Amanda are still overseas when Saw X1 is taking place. Well, it wouldn't make much sense for John to fly all the way back to the States, do Henry's game just to go all the way back, especially if the game is still continuing with Cecilia. If that was just the first phase of her game, which I believe it is, I believe John has more games in store or something else set up for her that is subsequently going to lead to her father as well, Finn Peterson. I think that scene where he's back in the States in the old bathroom trap, that takes place at the end, because it just doesn't make any sense for me for him to have to go back to the States, handle Henry, and then go all the way back overseas and handle Cecilia and keep this game going. I
See,
think he's going to finish that out, and then what we're going to see towards the end is the bathroom trap scene from the post credit, and that's going to be the ending of Saw X1. And then who the fuck else knows what's going to happen in that scene? We could get a twist we don't see coming.
well, I hope it's a twist we don't see coming. Here's the thing: did they? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not up to date on Saw 11 news. Did they say they're still overseas?
Yes, Orrin Coles actually gave a tease about this a couple months ago, and he said, "Well, I'm not going to go into too much detail about the movie. Obviously, I don't want to spoil much of anything, but John and Amanda are still overseas."
Okay. Here's my thoughts on Cecilia. I don't think there's going to be more games immediately because she won her game. If he was going to kill her, he could have done it.
Her so head. You think he's slow cooking?
No, I think he's going to give her a chance to do the right thing because that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the games is you go through a game. True. If you win, you have a new, ideally in John's mind, you have a new appreciation for life. So you're on the straight and narrow. So I don't think he's going to kill her. I think he's going to give her an opportunity to change because that's what his games are all about. And if he just wanted her to die, man, her head was sticking out of that fucking that opening. He could have just fucking put a bullet in her, and that's obviously not his style.
Do you think because obviously she did win her game, so she does deserve the chance to live, at least by his method. Do you think that's also what he's using in a way to get to her father?
I don't think he's going to try to get to her father.
You don't think so?
No, because the father never. If you think about it, when did we ever see the father do anything bad?
Yeah, but I think there's opportunity there to expose that he's been involved with his daughter doing these dealings all along.
Has he?
No, not that we have confirmed yet, but I think that's
the thing. Like,
I think that's something they can lean into.
See, we don't even know if her father is real. That's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously she has a father. Let me just clear. Obviously, we don't even know if what she said about her father was real.
You don't know. What you're saying is you're bringing into question is if that guy that John was watching on the video is actually her real father.
Yeah. Like we don't know we don't know that anything she says or has shown. Because here's the thing: he didn't just find that video on the internet. He was given a link to it. So that could be some complete other person who filmed this to make it look real, just to set it up.
Well, see, that's the thing though. Amanda actually confirms it though, because even she was trying to talk John into meeting with Cecilia's dad because she's like, he's the real deal. We both do. We checked into it, and that's when John said to her, Amanda, anybody will say anything to save their own life, to save their own skin. So from that piece of dialogue, that at least tells me that they probably vetted her dad to really see if he was really her dad. And they found out that he really is, so on and so forth. So I think it's something they can lean into, man. I'll put it this way. If Dr. Finn Peterson is really Cecilia's father, I think it's something they could lean into because me personally, I can't see a father not knowing his daughter is basically scamming people using his formula.
I don't know
for that damn long. 8
dude, that's
years.
The thing is,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. He could completely be oblivious to it. He could completely be in the unknown.
Man, I don't know. She's not using his formula though. Like she's not giving him anything.
Yes, I know, but I'm just saying, like that's the premise. Like she's using her dad's formula or whatever to cure people. I'm saying that basically I'm not 100% sold.
She's using his name.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold that if her dad is legit, if he is real, that he doesn't know that she was doing that. I believe he does know. And I believe
here's the thing, man. I feel like if he is real, I feel like it's just a lie.
Right. Because think about everything, even with him, is a scam.
Yeah, because think about
that's what I'm saying. I can agree with that too.
The cab driver to get John there. The person John met at a fucking cancer support group in a different country.
Yeah.
Was a scam. The fucking the patient was a scam. They even had the same patient coming back. Like everything about it was a scam. I feel like Cecilia was too smart to leave that open-ended. Because if she would have just say, "Hey, this is my father," but now I'm doing it, what's stopping anyone from tracking down her father?
I mean, apparently, according to her, he's in hiding. So maybe there is people. I mean, she did mention the big pharmaceuticals companies trying to track him down, which is why he was put into hiding.
And here's the thing, man. I'm not gonna lie, Cecilia. That's one thing. If he was really out there doing this, Big Pharma would find him.
Like I agree with that.
So that's another reason I'm thinking.
That's why I do put into question: is this motherfucker really in hiding, or is he laying low because you motherfuckers have just been scamming people left and right?
Or did she fucking kill him?
Or that too, because bro,
she was more than willing to kill a child to save her scam. You don't think she'd take her own dad out and just use his name?
Homegirls say, I don't have a moral code like you do. Bro, I'm not going to lie. To me, that's what was the most refreshing thing about Saw X. It wasn't just you brought John Kramer back in a story that makes sense, but you have this new antagonist who...
You turn John Kramer into the hero.
In terms of a test subject, we have never seen somebody this ruthless. I mean, you can add Mark Hoffman, but he was also an accomplice, But in terms of an actual test subject, that's all they are. She is the most ruthless one I think we've encountered. And Sanavi Makoti Lund, bro, she absolutely bodied that role. Like, she killed it. She was so fucking believable.
Bro, she tore her own friend's stomach open. Now we got a rope. Now we got a rope. Bro, all I'm saying is she was more than willing to do all that, including killing the kid or letting the kid die. Because if you want to go by John Kramer's rules, she didn't kill him to keep her scam going. Man, it's up. In my opinion, she'd be more than open to just fucking offing her dad to continue using her name. Here's the thing: think of how many people they had done this to. You're telling me that not a single person had the had a follow-up exam,
right?
And then thought, like, went back to, hey, these people, I reached out to this. The website's still going to be there. The phone number's still going to be there. If they wired it to an account, the account is still going to be there. Like, there's so many ways to track back. It just doesn't make sense for her father to be involved, in my opinion. And I could be completely wrong. I just, for me, I want Cecilia to be off for a minute. Like, I love Cecilia. It was great. You know what I think would be awesome? We focus on someone different. Saw 11, some other storyline, but in Saw 11, somewhere in the background, somewhere just mentioned casually, someone has checked in on Cecilia and she's following the straight and narrow. John feels like he's healed her, but it's all bullshit. She's acting that way and she's plotting a trap for John.
Against
John. And then for fucking Saw 12.
There's a lot of fans who think that's what her character is going to be. She's in so many ways. She's going to gather her crew up and then she's going to come after John. And I'm with it, man. Like, I'm with it because it's different. It's something so different and something so unique. And it sticks in line with what you established in Saw X with this story. John is the hero in the story. He's not the villain.
And this is something that Saw X did that I will give. I've never been a John Kramer fan in terms of him as a person. Obviously, in the movie, he's an amazing character. In my opinion, John Kramer's a piece of shit. He is. Like, if you think about all these people he's put through this, how many of them have actually survived? And of the ones that have survived, how many of them have actually got better? But you think about the ones who have died, majority of them probably had mental health issues. There was someone who was put in a trap, who was suffering from depression, and all he had to say was, you numb your pain using drugs. Yeah, people take antidepressants. That's the worst thing you could say about this woman, is she takes antidepressants.
Right.
A lot of the people John Kramer kills are just have mental illness. Like, it's a fact. You go through it. But that's neither here nor there. The one thing I'll say that Saw X did was they showed John Kramer would put his fucking money where his mouth is, because when he got into that trap with that little kid, he was more than willing to fucking to meet his maker so that kid was live.
God for that kid and save his life.
He was like, don't do this. He's like, just kill me. Just take me. Don't kill the kid. The kid has no part of this. And that kid was a fucking beast too. That kid saw what's going on. He's like, no, bro, we got this.
He should have been Shank. He should have been fucking Shank.
I would have fucking loved that if that was Shank.
To me, that is the biggest missed opportunity from Saw X is tying that in. That would have been the perfect fucking segue for Spiral 2. It would explain the line from Shank in Spiral about John Kramer was right, Spiral, a symbol of change. It would explain because then that shows he had interaction with Kramer. When they didn't do that, I was just like, oh, man. You missed that one, Kevin, but it's okay. Yeah, all in all, Saw X was great.
Dude, and like I said, when I saw that scene, I was like, I had an ounce of respect for John Kramer because I'm like,
I remember seeing that when that scene was getting set up. I was just sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is what they got to do. Oh shit! I'm just like, oh man, all right, well, damn, I guess we're gonna see what's real now. And hey, John answered the call, but so did that little kid. Like,
you know what? You know what? Another thing they did fucking amazing in that.
What?
They kept you so distracted by what was going on screen that you didn't put together who was supposed to be on that trap with her.
Yeah.
You didn't put that together until he said so. He's like, wait, if you were supposed to be the last one, who was going to be on? And then you hear that dun 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 dun, and you're like, shit.
She pulls the bag and the timer goes off, and then the chains unlock and everything.
I was like, yeah. I was so fucking happy.
It was all.
And then you see like them starting to uncuff themselves and look up at him. Dude, I'm gonna watch that movie again tonight. I fucking love that movie so much, dude.
Let's go.
Dude, it's so good.
Thank you, Jamie. I greatly appreciate it. Jamie saying, oh, just realized happy 2 years. I know I'm super behind in the chat, you guys. I'm just gonna skim through a lot of you guys' comments and then get caught up.
Dude, when you get on a roll having a good conversation, it just gets so hard to check the chat.
Yo, everybody knows how it goes down. They know it, and stuff like that. But they know I got it. I got them. I'm going to catch up. We should do a watch party at Val's Views. It's such a good show. Watch along at Val's Views is such a good show. I'm assuming you're talking about Stranger Things. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to start Stranger Things season 2.
Okay.
I watched season 1 when it came out. I have not touched it since then, so I'll probably actually rewatch season 1. And then start watch alongs for that.
Yeah, I remember my cousin Roberto. Shout out to you, cuz, if you end up watching the stream, watching the replay. My cousin Roberto put me on to Stranger Things a while ago. Like, he was raving about it. And I just never got into it. I never took the time. So it might be something that I have to really like sit down and make some time for and check it out. Because again, if it has Twin Peaks elements to it, I can get down to it because I like Twin Peaks a lot.
It's got fucking Robert Englund in the newest season, I know.
I did hear about Robert Englund being in Stranger Things. I did hear about that.
I think he's in the newest season. But man, it's gotten so I've only kept up a little bit with it in seasons 3, 4, and 5, or 2, 3, and 4, but I haven't watched any of them. But man, from what I understand, it's just gotten so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll have to check it out and stuff because I'm completely oblivious to it. But hey, I'm not against it. I mean, you guys know that I wasn't, really trying to watch The Conjuring because I had gotten tired of paranormal movies, and I love The Conjuring now. So.
Bro, dude, The Conjuring is the shit, dude. Bro, so The Conjuring.
You guys know I'm willing to branch out of my comfort zone in order to, give what you guys saying a chance to see if it's going to translate to my likeness. You guys know I will do that. So,
have you watched any of the other Conjuring movies?
Huh?
Have you watched any of the other Conjuring universe movies?
I watched Annabelle. The Annabelle series I'm not super big into it.
Wait, which ones? Did you watch all of them? So Annabelle Creation,
Annabelle Creation, to me, if I'm being honest, for me, it probably is my favorite one out of all of them.
Bro, Annabelle Creation is fucking amazing. Like, it's one of my favorite ones of the whole series.
I think that one's pretty good. The other ones just didn't really hit for me and stuff. But Annabelle Creation, I did like. I thought that
Annabelle Comes Home.
The Nun, bro,
so boring,
bro. They pissed me off with that character because that character is so good in The Conjuring. And it's like when they decide to make their own standalone film for it, it's like we don't know what the fuck to do with this character. And it's not hard to figure out. Make her be like she was in The Conjuring. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's really not that hard. You know what I mean? You don't have to go too deep into the story of the nun like you seem to want to. We just want to see this fucking creepy ass nun scare the fuck out of people. That's it. If you would make her the way she is casted in The Conjuring, man, it's a shame because Bonnie Aarons is cool as shit, and she's a great actress in my opinion. She's really solid. Like,
one thing I did
really
like
solid.
about the nun,
and I mentioned this at the top of the stream, and I don't know if you saw this on my community page, but I'm actually going to be covering it here within the next week or two. And I actually reached out to one of the actresses of this movie. The other night I went on Google just looking up new slashers for 2024. And I ran across this slasher called Camp Pleasant Lake. Obviously sounds like Friday the 13th. Seems like kind of a campy, little horror movie or whatever, right? So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me get into it. It's got Bonnie Aarons, Andrew Duvall, Jonathan Lipnicki, the kid from Jerry Maguire and Little Nicky.
Jonathan, what?
Yep.
Jonathan Lipnicki? I haven't seen him in anything in years.
Yes. Bro, got Jonathan Lipnicki in it. It's got Kelly Lynn Ryder, who played in Slaughterhouse or whatnot. Like, it's got a good little cast to him. Like, it's got a good cast. Lake. Yes. The setting and the premise of the title makes you think of Friday the 13th, obviously.
Yeah.
But it tells its own story. It's completely different from Friday the 13th in terms of premise and story. And I liked it. It was actually pretty good. It's brutal too, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say. So Robert Lasardo, dude, I don't know if you're aware of what Michael from Movies and Beyond and I have been doing. We've been doing fan film watch-alongs.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that to me. I'm actually going to be covering Dylan's New Nightmare and Never Hike Alone 2 tomorrow, talking about it, like spoilers, how I felt about both fan films, and then tomorrow night I'm actually going to set up a stream to watch both of those films tomorrow night or whatnot and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and that's exactly what we've been doing. We'll put them up on screen so everyone can watch and everything. We usually reach out to the creators and like, hey, we're planning on doing this, just so you know. Are you okay with it? And there's been a couple who are like, no, we prefer you didn't do that. So we're like, cool, we just take those off the list. But dude, Robert Lasardo was in a Friday fan film. And it's actually so. Bro, we've met some cool ass people doing this. Shout out to CCC Entertainment. Shout out to the Coleman brothers. Fucking Peter Anthony. Like, we met so many cool people doing this. And there's these people have one of them. They made this thing called the Slasherverse, and it's episodes. And each episode kind of it's one long fan film and episodes, and each one of them kind of deals with a different slasher, and there's an overarching story that's like bringing them all together. So you got fucking Freddy, Michael, Jason, you've got fucking the Necronomicon, you got Pinhead, you got fucking Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. Like, all these characters in one show, right? And it's all coming together. And Robert Lasardo was in one, and he was this you'll have to, I'll send you some links, but bro. There's some fucking awesome.
That reminds me of like Slasher, the TV show, if they would focus on every episode being about a different slasher.
I still haven't finished the first season of that. Of
really?
Slasher. So here's what happened. I had never seen it, and then Jack Stannis and I started doing, and it was also Craven was involved with it too. We started doing.
I remember when you guys started that.
Yeah, and we, Jack Stannis, he started focusing more on his music channel, which is totally cool. And we just never got to finish it. So I'm like 2 episodes away from finishing the first season. Never seen any of the other ones.
Bro,
so
Slasher's pretty good. Slasher's a pretty good TV show. I like it. I like what they do.
I'm gonna have to.
I'll have to go back and tell you which season it is. I want to say it's what are we up to? 5 seasons now, or maybe even more?
Last I looked, there were 4.
Okay, so I'm looking this up now. Slasher season. Oh, I think they're up to 6.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, man.
yeah. Oh no, 5 seasons. 5 seasons. Yeah, they're up to 5 seasons, but I think they're working on a 6th season. I'm pretty sure this is the season that I like the most. Slasher season forecast. No, not that one. Might be season 3. Season 2 or season 3. Dean McDermott. Is this the one? I don't think so.
While you're looking at that, I just want to address Deadshot's most recent comment. Man, I got faith in it. I got faith in Fede Alvarez, dude. He's good.
And what? The new Texas Chainsaw?
No, the new Alien movie.
Oh.
And I mean, there's been, I think Resurrection maybe was it Alien Resurrection? That's the name of one of them, right? I think that's part 4.
I think so, yeah. Alien Resurrection, yep.
I think part 3 and part 4, not great. Outside of that, I've been a fan of most of the Alien movies, not gonna lie. So
yeah, that's another one I really couldn't get into. I've tried. Love Sigourney Weaver. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Maybe I just have this thing with sci-fi horror. It just doesn't do nothing for me, really. Like it's some of it is cool. Some of it I can get into, but for the most part, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I like my masks and my knives.
I like me a good old-fashioned slasher.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to get back to this then and really check it out. And I'll send you over what season that I really like the most. But there was this one season where they basically followed like a rich family whose dad was killed off. And he basically left everything to the family to split. But in order to get the money, they had to play a game. And it's like an annual game every single year that they have to play as a family in order to get the money. But it comes with dire consequences if you break the rules and shit like that. So it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Y'all, I'm going to send this to you, and I'm going to put it in the private chat. I don't want to share it out to the...
Okay.
Well, I mean, I could. But this is... You want to watch some damn good fan films, and these dudes are fucking awesome. They're the coolest guys. They really know how to make fucking fan film. This is the Horrorverse, right?
Okay.
And each episode is like between 10 to 15 minutes for the first 8. Then after that, they're feature-length episodes. Huh. And then so
basically the first couple episodes are a teaser.
No. See, that's the thing. The first 8 are building pieces of the story.
Oh.
And then part 9, they start coming together. But part 9 is Jason Voorhees Awakened to Darkness. It's an hour long. Part 10, Jason Voorhees Origins, is an hour and 26. And there's one more that's going to come out that finishes the story. Bro, I'm not going to tell you anything about this. Just what? Okay. They're addictive, bro. Like the first one is 10 minutes long. You're going to watch it and be like, holy shit, what happens next? And immediately go to the second.
You just want to keep binge watching.
Yeah, dude, they're good. Really good. And they've got a damn good Jason, and they've got a damn good Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, Deadshot, I love Alien. I love Alien and Aliens. Part 3 and 4, not really on board. I was really cool with Prometheus. I was really good. I was on board with Alien Covenant. I was on board for Alien versus Predator. Not so much Alien versus Predator Requiem. It was like too dark. Like not in terms of content, but just visually, it was too dark. Couldn't really see anything.
What's up, DJ? I think I've seen Dom in the chat earlier too. What's up, Dom? If you're still here, I hope you're having a great night. You guys know I'm a little bit behind and stuff, but now I'm getting caught up. Yeah, Deadshot. I'm just, I'm not really into the whole alien verse and stuff like that. Not really my thing. But again, hey, if that's something that you like and anybody else likes, cool. Because then I want those type of movies to keep coming out for you guys, so you guys can keep enjoying them. I say the same thing about slashers. Even if there's a slasher I don't like, hopefully you find a positive in it and you guys like it, so we can keep getting new concepts and new ideas. Not every concept or idea is going to be favorable to what you might like. You just got to keep that open mind to that fact.
Dude, I thought growing up, I thought the fucking face huggers were one of the most terrifying things ever. Because there
The
was
what?
nothing, the
Face
face
huggers?
huggers from Alien. Yeah, the face hug, the things that jump on your face
Oh
and
yeah.
they
See, it's
put the
been a while
egg
since
in.
I watched it, but I now remember what you're saying. Yes.
Dude, there's just nothing you could do about them. Like you couldn't stop them. They were just terrifying to me. And once they got on you, then you're gonna have a fucking chest burster. You're gonna have
That's how
like,
I feel about Leech Girl and Puppet Master.
bro. You know what? You know another one.
Fuck with her, bro.
Oh no. You remember the fucking mummy? Those little scarab beetles that went
Oh
under your
yeah.
skin? Those
Yep.
terrified me. Like you're like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, my boy was sitting there picking them off the wall like there was a piece of fucking gold or something like that, and then one of them things busts open and starts fucking crawling all in his stomach and shit.
Dude, those things were so they terrified me. I was like, because there's nothing you could do to stop them, really.
Yeah, give me a second, Deadshot. Hold on. Okay, I see what he said. Deadshot saying, I said they should join forces too. It be the new version of John with Logan, Shank as the new Hoffman, and Eleanor as the new Amanda. I mean, it could work. I mean, the only thing is I don't think personally, and I could be wrong. I don't think Eleanor was involved with Logan. Logan just used her in that sense.
And Eleanor's a fan. She's not a follower.
Yeah,
she
she's
would.
a fan
She
girl,
couldn't
that's
do.
it.
Yeah, she couldn't do the shit Amanda did. She couldn't.
No.
She's strictly she's for looks. That's what she's there for.
Now I will say this. I think in terms of having knowledge about motherfuckers who would be willing to take on the legacy, she does have that knowledge.
And I guarantee Logan,
his work will continue through the work of his followers.
And Logan could come up with a trap. She could build it because she did show that she rebuilt a lot of his traps using like the original plans and stuff. So if Logan came, I don't think she'd really be. Man, I don't know though. I don't know if she'd really be on board with actually doing it.
She's one of the main reasons why I like Jigsaw even more now, because of her character and really listening to her character, focusing on the character, seeing what the character was about, especially with the whole Cult of Jigsaw page and shit like that. Like, she's a fascinating character. And another thing that really fascinates me about the ending of that movie is that when she basically leaves the barn to go seek for help and stuff like that, and she's waving the car down and you see the car, they never show who's in that car. Now, why that fascinates me is because that location is the location that Jill Tuck's family owns. It's not that far away from the barn. So who the fuck was that driving around that area that ended up picking her up? That has always been the biggest mystery for me ever since watching Jigsaw again. Now,
yeah, I don't know, man.
Could it mean nothing at all? Could it just be a random person seeing her wave for help and picking her up? Absolutely. But then again, we know how these Saw movies love to pull twists. I can easily see them retconning that ending scene and turning that into a twist and revealing something that we didn't know.
Yeah. By the way, Dominic, this isn't my stream, man. You got to reach out to Marcus. But hold on. I see Steven. Oh, you're good. I think Dominic is trying to join up. Steven just jumped in the chat. Well, craving something scary.
Yo,
how you
what's
doing,
up,
buddy?
Steven? What's up, brother? I hope you're having a great night. I haven't checked my Instagram. I don't know if you sent me a message, Steven, but if you can make it still, buddy, the link is still there. You're more than welcome to come in, bro. You already know. You don't even gotta ask. You just show up. Like, you already know that.
And man, I'm not gonna be able to stay too much longer. If I'm being honest, I gotta get some work done.
No, you're good, buddy. I understand.
Yeah, I got about 22 more minutes. I mean, I can go till about 12:30 Eastern.
That works.
Dude, you still looking to go to Scarefest?
Oh, I'm going.
You already got your tickets and everything?
No, but I'm going.
Oh hell
I'm
yeah,
making
man!
sure I'm going, bro. That's already like signed, sealed, delivered. That's
Dude,
gonna be my second. No, that's gonna be my third convention I go to, because I actually am going to try to squeeze for my birthday, which I should be able to do it. And it's not even going to be for the whole weekend. I'm going to try to go up to Pittsburgh for a day or whatever, because Carpenter is going to be at Steel City Con.
Hold on, let me look at that, man.
Or whatever convention that's in Pittsburgh in June. John Carpenter, Susan Sarandon, a lot of stars are going to be there.
Hold on, celebrities attending: fucking John Carpenter, Gina Davis, Molly Ringwald, Rosie O'Donnell.
Bro, did you say Gina Davis?
Yeah, Gina Davis.
Oh my lord.
Fucking Heather Graham,
Bro.
Shannon Doherty.
Wait, Heather Graham. Oh man, bro, it's going down. That's gonna be my birthday gift right there.
Oh, dude, Jaden Martell from It is going to be there.
Yep.
And bro, Kirby's going to be there.
Oh, bro. So then you know what that means. I'm gonna have to ask Jaden what's going on with this whole Lost Boys remake.
Bro, oh shit, I might have to convince Chrissy to go to this one, because there's someone there who she would love. Oh, Sophia Lillis was supposed to be there.
Dom, I'll send you a link. Give me a second, buddy.
Oh, dude, fucking yeah, this is a pretty stacked lineup. But yeah, obviously the biggest one being fucking John Carpenter. See pricing and schedule. Where's his pricing? Okay, autograph, 125, pro photo op. That's not bad for his autograph, if I'm being honest.
For who?
John Carpenter. It's only 125 for his autograph.
Fuck, that's fantastic. That's cheap if you ask me.
For him, that's not bad at all.
Like, hell no, that's John Carpenter. Easily, you would think he'd be charging anywhere between like $300 to $500.
Bro, fucking Ernie Hudson's gonna be there.
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah, dude. I'm looking at dude. That's a pretty stacked one.
Really fire. If not only since Ernie Hudson is there, if they would get Tom Berenger to show up,
that'd be cool.
Bro, Substitute, that is my shit. That's one of my
I fucking love Substitute, dude. Bro, I haven't heard anyone talk about that movie.
Bro, Substitute is fucking fire. Absolutely love that movie. Love it. You got a young Mark Anthony in there. They got an overall great cast.
They did.
William Forsythe.
Dude, I really enjoy that movie.
Micken Video. Hold on, I hope I'm saying that right. Micken Video 2. Happy 2-year anniversary. You make amazing videos. Keep up the good work. I have been a subscriber since last year. Thank you so much, Micken. I greatly appreciate that, man. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you can make it tonight. I appreciate the support, and I will keep doing my best to keep making great videos. You know, it's every day you try to improve, you know, so that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm trying to improve my videos, make the quality better, make the production better. And so far things have been, you know, looking better, you know, for the last part of the last year. I must say, you know, the hard work has been paying off. So the fact that you guys, you know, realize it, it tells me that it's working. So that makes me happy. Okay. So let me send this link over to Dom. I'm about to say, and excuse me, what time is 12:09? So I'd probably say I'll wrap up around 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here before then. But
50 minutes.
But what other? So you're trying for Steel City Com? What other convention?
Well, I'm going to Texas in May. That's a gimme. That's already set in stone.
Oh, Texas Frightmare?
Yes. And then, like I said, Steel City Con. I might the week before Scarefest, I might float up to Baltimore for a day because they're having Monster Mania there. I know Matthew's going to be there then. I don't know who all is going to be there. You know what? Let me look this shit up. Hold on. Let me send
I'm looking at Texas Frightmare right now.
I already know who's all going to be there. Screamcast is going to be there. D. Wallace, Warwick Davis, Danielle Harris is going to be there. They got a good lineup. There's a few others.
Yeah, I'm looking at them here. Dude, honestly, the one I would want to meet is fucking Jane Levy.
Yes, Jane. Yes.
Dermot Mulroney's going to be there.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to say what's up to Dermy.
Oh, Freddie Rodriguez is going to be there. Tom Savini, Danny.
You want to know some
Lynn
shit?
Shay.
Yep. You want to know some shit? Is that I actually and I'm going to release it on TikTok tomorrow, but I did a short video talking about how Dermot Mulroney's Scream Theory, how he did that interview with Jamie Kennedy, his Scream Theory on how to bring Detective Wayne Bailey back is eerily similar to a degree for one of the theories that I had in order to bring Charlie and Stu back. And it's crazy because I remember listening to his interview and I sat there and I listened to it and I'm like, hold up. Let me go back on one of my videos because I feel like I said the same shit right after Scream 6 came out. And in so many ways I did. And I was just like, damn, that's fucking crazy how we basically had the same idea.
And by the way, man, if you don't get to see Matthew Lillard in Baltimore, Matthew Lillard is going to be at Scarefest.
I know he's going to be at Scarefest. That's why I'm not worried about seeing him in Baltimore.
Who are you going to Baltimore for?
He's going to be in Texas as well.
Guests. Okay, so that's October. That's right before Scarefest.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like the only one who's announced for that one yet.
Okay. See, I was just about to look that up.
Yeah, he's the only one that's announced.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I wish I would have been able to make the convention at Monster Mania in Jersey this week because
I was about to say it's going down right now.
Yeah, they got Dina Mayer there from Saw, Detective Allison Carey.
Oh, yeah, there she is.
Yep, Dina Mayer. They got Children of the Corn cast, John Franklin, Courtney Gaines, the originals, Malachi and fucking Isaac. They got
Michael Gross from fucking
bro,
Tremors.
They got a squad.
Bro, it's a pretty good lineup. That's a pretty good lineup. Here's the thing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Scarefest lineup right now for me already blows a lot of these out of the water. And it's not even till fucking October. Like if you look at Monster Mania, which is a week before or like 2 weeks before Scarefest, Monster Mania only has like 2 people listed. But you look at Scarefest has already got Scarefest has 4 Michaels, 3 Jasons. Yep. You got both of the original guys from the original Fright Night. You got 3 Ghostface technically because you got. What's up?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying congratulations to Marcus, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. I really do, man. Like I said, these 2 years have went by so fast, it doesn't even feel like it. In all honesty, it feels like I still just started this channel. In all honesty, because of the bond I have with all of you guys in the chat and here on the panel, it feels like I've known you guys for forever. So these 2 years have honestly felt like nothing. Like it feels like it's just been a breeze.
Yeah, man, that's just amazing what you did, man. How you started from nothing, now you're something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man, absolutely. You put that work in. The grind pays off. It's even though sometimes, and I'll say this, you'll do a video and maybe certain videos may not get the recognition or pop the views that you want, but you live with that for the simple fact is there's going to be plenty of time as long as you keep content flowing for people to go back into those older videos and check them out and be like, hey, you know what? I like this video. Why didn't I see this video before? How did I miss it? So on and so forth. So regardless to what, as long as you put the work in, you will get to where you want to go with this, man, and the sky's the limit. Just got to keep working.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah,
bro, they got fucking everything, bro. They're going to have the Creepers truck. They got Christine, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, Scarefest, and this doesn't even happen until October 18th, man.
She's another one I want to meet. Serena Vincent. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, they already got. I'm hoping so. They have they got Tyler Maine coming. Not Tyler Maine. They do have Tyler Maine coming. But here's the thing: they've got Derek Mears, the Jason remake, right?
Yes.
It's the 15th year anniversary of the
Friday
remake
13th,
for the Friday 13th remake. So I'm hoping they bring a bunch of the other characters there too, because
Travis Van Winkle.
Dude, there's one. So did I tell you about? Yeah, I told you about Spookala, right? Because because of fucking Charlie.
Yes,
Charlie's gonna be there.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that convention, can you believe that? Fucking Melissa Barrera,
Bro.
Mikey Madison, Tony Revolori.
Bro.
Dude.
Bro. Why couldn't this be a Scarefest?
Dude, if that was dude, I wish that was Scarefest. I've already got fucking VIP tickets for Scarefest. Oh, dude, they added Vecna from fucking the most recent Stranger Things season.
Oh, okay.
Dude, they've got fucking Elvira. They've got Cassandra Peterson.
Wait. Where's Elvira? Spookala. Oh, you're talking about Spookala.
Yeah, dude, I'm talking Spookala.
Well, I'm about to say I didn't see Elvira on this list. Where's she at?
Bro, just okay. So here, let's kind of.
That's the thing, though. There's so many fucking spots that they have left to fill. Like, bro, I'm gonna do a count real quick of how many spots they got left.
Oh, that's just a placeholder.
That's just a
place. Yeah, they can have more than that though.
Holy shit, that's crazy, bro. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm scrolling all the way down, and this list is easily, I want to say, 40 to 50 guests deep that they still don't have signed.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man. I've been to Texas Frightmare. I've been to Mad Monster. I've been to Monster Mania. I've been to Scarefest. Scarefest is by far the best time I've ever had at a convention. Like, it's just,
that's awesome,
dude. I don't know what it is, man. It was just such a good time. Like, the layout was perfect. It was just so good, man. It was fun, and it's the first time I've ever gotten VIP tickets to a convention, and I cannot wait. Just cannot wait.
Bro, I can't wait to meet up with you there this year. You know what I mean? Especially to rectify for the mistake of not going last year. I'm super excited. And I'm not going to lie, so far with this lineup, I think I might actually like this lineup better than I would have liked last year's lineup. So far from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, dude. I think so. I think so.
But real quickly, craving something scary. My buddy Steven, my brother Steven, the godfather of Woodsboro himself. Hey, Marcus, I sent you a message on IG. I did see it, my friend. It's all good. Saying sorry I could not make it tonight. I want to say congrats on your 2-year anniversary. I'm so proud of you, my man. Hey, I greatly appreciate you, Steven. It's all good, brother. You know what I mean? You know we're going to definitely link up for a stream here very, very soon. We definitely got to catch up with some Scream talk and other horror movie talk. You already know, buddy. We're gonna connect here real soon. You get some rest tonight, my friend, and I will catch you later, man. Hopefully you're still here hanging out. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the stream. But Steven, man, I don't even you already know, man. Words don't even gotta express what you mean to me in this channel, man. You inspired me in this channel.
And the same goes for me, man.
You know what I'm saying? So you saying I'm proud of you, man, is greatly receptive. I greatly appreciate it. But always keep in the back of your mind, my friend, that this channel was created in part because of you, because you gave me that motivation and in so many ways that clearance to do this type of content, to do horror movie content here on YouTube because of your content and the great content that you do over on your channel. Massive inspiration to this channel, bro. And you will always get that props, whether it's a celebration live stream, an anniversary live stream. I will always wear that as a badge of honor that you were the main reason why I decided to start doing horror movie content creating. Love you, my brother.
And I'm just going to say ditto because 100% the same thing here. But yeah, man, dude, Spookala. If I could swing going down to Spookala, bro, I'm looking at their fucking list, bro. Okay, so I'm just gonna count off the Scream actors: Melissa Barrera, David Arquette, Skeet Ulrich, Liana Liberato,
bro,
Tony Revolori, fucking there's more. I know there's more.
Rory Culkin,
Mikey Madison. There's 7, and did I miss someone at the top? I think I might have missed someone at the top. Matthew Lillard. 8.
Bro.
8 different Scream actors going to be there.
Bro.
But also, did you like Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Fucking Nell Verlick, who is
nice.
the main character, Eli Roth,
nice,
and Alex Armbruster, who was the stunt person under.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, dude, there's so many.
Bro.
That convention, and Sean S. Cunningham, the fucking creator of Friday the 13th.
He's going to be in Texas too.
Nice.
Yep. I'm about to say, I'll read the whole Texas lineup right now.
Dude, Dead Meat is going to be there too. That's someone James and Chelsea from Dead Meat, I really fucking want to meet. I don't know if they'll come to Scarefest. If by any chance, Dead Meat, James, Janice, Chelsea, Rebecca, if y'all are listening, please come to fucking Scarefest. I got both of your U2s. They're actually right here next to me. I got both of you. I would love to get your autographs. Please, if by chance you are watching this,
awesome.
I would love to get your autographs. But I can't. I think they're gonna be at Horror Hound like the end of this month. And then they're gonna be down in Spookala next month. But
bro, you know who I would like to meet as well? Mike and Jay from We Watch the Movie.
Bro, wait. They're at Scarefest, right? They're at Scarefest every year. I met them last year, dude. They're completely free. You just go up and hang out with them. From We Watch the Movie?
Bro.
Hold up. I'm trying to find my other photos. Yeah, they're there. They're there every year. They've got a booth there for free. Like
I got to take a picture with Jay in his Loomis costume and with my Loomis costume on.
I don't remember if they had the costumes on.
I'll pitch it to him. I'll have to send him a super chat like a month or a couple weeks before they go. Like, bro, you got to rock the Loomis costume.
Dude, they posted. They're like, hey, autographs and photos free, but you could give us your mom's number. And
they would say some shit like that. I love it.
But yeah,
that's
dude,
why I love them.
Dude, like, they're super chill. Like, yeah, they've got a booth there every year.
They're so chill, man. That's why I would love to meet them.
If you go to Scarefest, you will meet them.
All right. Oh, I'm going. There's no doubt about that. Like that's signed, sealed, delivered. I just got to grab my tickets yet and see what hotels close by and do the deed. They just added somebody to this Texas list. See, they must still be. Oh, they added more people. Yeah, they're adding more people. I did not know this.
Typically, you get up to like 3 weeks out. You'll have people still being added.
Okay. So Ron Bosman, winning producer of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Silence of the Lambs, Succession, obviously Nev Campbell, Sean S. Cunningham, the wrestler Danhausen, Joe Dante, Alan Danziger from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Holy shit, that's awesome. Artist Sarah Deck, Warwick Davis, John Dugan, who played in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So from what I'm thinking, this is going to be a Scream and Texas Chainsaw Massacre convention. We got Griffin Dunn from American Werewolf in London, Adam Green, director of Hatchet.
Bro, you also got Marley Shelton.
Yep. Ed Gwynn from Texas Chainsaw, Danielle Harris, Kim Henkel from Texas Chainsaw, filmmaker, Kane Hodder, Michael Ironside, Roger L. Jackson, Jamie Kennedy. No way.
No, that's not Kat Von D, I don't think.
Oh, bro, I thought that was her, bro.
That's what I thought too. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, I knew exactly what you were thinking.
About to fucking pop, bro.
Dude, I knew exactly what you were thinking because I'm like, wait a minute, is that Kat Von D? It's not her. She's. Yeah, dude. Believe me, I thought I knew exactly where your head was at, man. I knew exactly where your head was at because I'm like, Wait a minute. No, not
Yo,
her.
bro.
Not her.
Okay, so Jane Levy's going to be there. Matthew Lillard, J. Michael McClary, from Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, this is going to be a Scream and Texas Chainsaw convention. Terry McMinn from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Dermot now is going to be in Texas as well. David Naughton, Edwin Neal. Holy shit, I want to meet him.
Yeah, he's the original hitchhiker.
Yes, I want to meet him. Ted Nicolau from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jason Patrick, Robert Pendergraft, Timothy Petides, Freddie Rodriguez, Eli Roth, Tom Savini, Daniel Pearl, Lynn Shea, Marley Shelton, Natty Ryan Tobin, Skeet Ulrich, William Vale, Serena Vincent, Lee Waddell, and Dee Wallace. And given that this was just updated recently, I'm sure there's still more people yet to come.
Is Kevin Smith on there yet?
No, Kevin Smith doesn't do horror conventions.
No,
I did like one.
Let me ask you this real quick, Bearded. I don't know if you know, I don't know if you're familiar with him. I'm pretty sure you are because he's a wrestling legend. Jim Cornette. Was he at Lexington and at Scarefest?
I don't believe so.
Okay, say less, because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to reach out, because I'm an avid listener of his podcast. So I'm going to reach out via email to either his podcast handler, or I'm going to reach out to his agent and see if I can get him booked for Scarefest, because I would absolutely love to meet Jim Cornette. Like, I feel like, because as a big wrestling fan myself, to me, him and Paul Heyman are the greatest managers. Him, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Paul Heyman are the best managers I've ever saw. And I love his podcast, so I would definitely love to meet him. And he's from Kentucky. He's from right down the road in Louisville. So,
Jim Cornette. Let me see.
One of the greatest tongue lashers in fucking wrestling history. That guy will rip you a new asshole and not think twice about it.
He's going to be in Chicago in 3 weeks. He'll be in Knoxville in July.
Oh,
bro, Knoxville is only like 4 hours from me. That's right down from my hometown.
So July what exactly?
Holy shit. Fucking
what?
Bruce Campbell?
Where?
And Carrie Elwes?
Where?
Jennifer Carpenter? Bro, Jason David Frank? Mick Foley?
Wait, Jason David Frank?
The original Black Ranger?
He passed away.
He's on the list.
He might have been scheduled.
Yeah, he might have been scheduled. Yeah, he might have been scheduled.
He passed away. Are you sure it's not an older list?
Hold on a second. Yeah, maybe. Holy shit. Yeah.
Because they do that sometimes on Google. When you look something up for a convention, they'll bring up the old fucking list in the old convention.
Yeah, it didn't have his new conventions. Yeah, that's an old one.
Okay.
Holy shit, dude. I was like, fucking.
See, I'm not going to lie. And I don't know if Jim is doing any more conventions because the last time he was at a convention, he had to leave early because he got into it with a wrestler that he had some qualms with, and the wrestler basically approached him at this convention, and they had some words. So I don't know if he's doing any more conventions, but I'd like to think, especially if it's closer to home, he might be willing to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything on here listed since 2019. I had to go through them because it didn't show the year; it just showed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send a message out to his agent, his handlers, and stuff, and be like, "Hey, is there any way, if he's not busy in October, could he be booked for Scarefest in Lexington? I'm a big fan, and I would love to meet him and stuff like that. If I could get that to happen, bro, along with all my horror movie." All my horror movie icons, I get my wrestling icon that I want to meet. Sold. Like sold, buddy.
Man, there's a ton of people I want to meet, but I
know.
I'm gonna have to start saving up to go to these conventions because some of the people I want to meet are getting older. Like, I'd love to meet Lynn Shea.
Right.
Love to meet Lynn Shea. She just doesn't go to that many, and you gotta catch them when you can. But man, I'm actually gonna have to jump off here.
All right, brother.
Yeah, this has been so much fun.
Absolutely,
Congratulations
man.
on 2 years, man. You've done a lot. You slingshotted past me in terms of subscribers. You put out a ton of content, man.
Try it,
And no,
man.
you're deserving of all the success you have, my man.
I appreciate that, Eric, man. And thank you for joining me here tonight. And you already know, brother, we are definitely going to link up for some more live streams.
We
This
gotta.
is the horror game, and we got a lot of horror to talk about, friend. So you
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your night. We are definitely going to link up soon, my man. And thank you for all the kind words. Much like Steven and everybody else who's a part of this community, the chat, the panel, you are also a big reason why my channel is what it is. You know what I mean? Contributing to it, coming on these panels, hanging out with me, having these great conversations. Much love to you too, my friend. And it's only way up from here, man. And we're going to keep doing what we do, and we're going to get to the point where we want to get it when it's the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just got to keep pushing out that content, bro.
Yeah, that's all it's all about, man. Just keep consistent, and YouTube will hopefully reward you.
Yes, absolutely, for sure.
All right, man. Dominic, great seeing you. Sorry we didn't talk that much, man. Marcus and I were in the middle of a convention talk when he came on. Sorry we didn't get much time to talk, man. But great seeing you as well. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Don't stay up too late.
I'll try not to, but it most
Peace.
likely is going to happen. All right, brother.
Later.
Peace. All right, Dom, and it's just us two. We got about 30 minutes left in the stream to hang out and, talk and get everybody else's questions and share our opinion on everybody else's questions. So, thank you for joining, though, Dom. I'm sorry I didn't get to see your message a little bit sooner. Me and, Eric, we was going, man. You know what I mean? But I'm glad you're here now, and this is going to be a fun time for the rest of the time being on the stream, man.
No, I understand, man. We all of us, if we ever get in a conversation, man, it just keeps going and going
Know
and
it.
going. And that's how it is, man. And hey, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying?
No
Keep
doubt.
talking.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game, my friend. All right, so I do want to address this comment from Deadshot. Deadshot saying, but Shank would definitely be more of a Hoffman, but not in muscle, but how he snuck into the police department, even getting into their system. See, that's where I believe he had help, Deadshot. I don't think he did all that by himself. And I'm going to save that for my video that I have in regards to Shank and who I believe his accomplice is. Now, I did a part 1 to this last year, but now I'm going to do a part 2 as my views have changed. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Shank. I personally can't compare Shank to Hoffman because Hoffman, once he got the taste of blood, once he got the taste of killing, he couldn't stop, and it didn't matter if it was for right or wrong reasons. Once Hoffman turned into a killer, he was already far gone. Shank, on the other hand, he was a traumatized young man from watching his dad get killed by police officers, and he wanted to take revenge on the very same police department that basically killed his father. So I don't think the thirst for blood was ever there up until that point. So I can't compare Shank to Hoffman. I think that Hoffman is on a completely different level in terms of mental murderous ways than Shank. But that's just my opinion. What do you feel about that, Dom?
Yeah. For me personally, watching Spiral and watching how you see we didn't get that much from Shank's side, you know what I'm saying? Because when we get introduced to Shank throughout the movie, he's more of like a good, cop. Like he plays it off as he's not the killer. You know what I'm saying? Like he hides his identity and stuff. So at the end, once we got to see his real side, it didn't feel much of like a Hoffman to me. It felt more like kind of more like a mix between John Kramer and Amanda. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That kind of what it felt like to me. Now with accomplice, I definitely agree. I think there is an accomplice because if John Kramer had 3 accomplices, then Shank has to have at least either 1 or 2
Right.
accomplices looking for him. So I wouldn't doubt that for a second, especially breaking into a police department to take out corrupt cops. Like, come on now.
Right.
That's like
Exactly. Right, exactly. I agree with that. I definitely do think he has an accomplice. He ain't doing all that by himself. But I personally like Shank. I know a lot of people didn't like him as a villain, as a character. I did. And the reason why is because he didn't need to be super philosophical. He didn't need to have a vengeance arc like Mark Hoffman did because of his sister's death. I mean, some would say, well, he did because of his father. Okay, in that regard, maybe a little bit, but he was just, I think that what I liked about him is how calm and how cool and collective he was in that moment of the final act. Like, that's what I think I like about him so much is compared to John Kramer and compared to Hoffman or whatnot. Not saying that Kramer didn't have a calmness to him, but we really didn't get to see him in that type of light that we got to see Shank for the whole final act being the reveal. Yeah, we got the reveal of him in the bathroom in the original, but that's it. We got him rising up from the bathroom, electrocuting Adam, and then saying game over. Shank in the final act was there the entire time to where we got to listen and hear and see everything from his motive standpoint unravel. So, and we got to just see again how calm and how cool and collective he was in this situation. It's like he was totally unbothered, like he just knew his plan was going to work. And that's why I do like Shank. I don't like the predictable nature of the reveal. I do think that they gave that away, but that's not the character's fault. That's the writing team's fault. So, me personally, I like Shank. I think that Spiral has arguably the third or fourth best ending in the entire franchise. The shock value that you got for realizing why Samuel L. Jackson is paying the price for Shank's father's death, in my opinion, and the way they went about it with having his son, having Chris Rock watch him be killed in the fashion that Shank watched his father be killed, I thought that that was just so epic and so ironic that it's one of the best endings in the entire franchise, in my opinion. Just that shock, like, oh, he's gonna make him watch his dad die the way he had to watch his. Damn, that's cold. That's deep. You feel that shit. You know what I mean? So, and then Chris Rock screaming, and then you hear the elevator door closing, and Chris looks, and you just see Shank. You see Zeke look at the elevator, and then it just shuts. I love that. I love that. That's such an anticlimactic moment in that movie for me.
Yeah, and
Absolutely love it.
yeah, and he also, and speaking of that calmness and that concentration, is also similarities to John Doe from Seven, where John Doe
Yeah,
was calm, cool, collected, but he had a motive. He was sick of certain people that are in the world or the people around him, so he went out and he killed certain people based on the seven deadly sins and stuff like that. And he does have this rage inside him, but overall he kept it collected. He was
right,
calm, and he knew what his plan was. He knew it was going to work because this whole time he knew that the detective was Wrath, and he knew he was going to use something against him to turn him into Wrath, and then he already knew that he was Envy, so that's how his plan worked out. Just like with Shank.
right,
Shank knew the plan was going to work, so he wasn't bothered.
right. I agree. It's like John Kramer said, if you're good at anticipating the outcome, you leave nothing to chance. So I definitely get that vibe from Shank as well. And Deadshot, hold up, let me go back up here in these comments to see what I missed. I'm
Also,
assuming it was this one. He was able to fool a whole police department without a sweat. Are you talking about Shank? And are you trying to ask a question? I'm behind. or whatnot. Can you guys actually go back to the one where okay, so I already got that one. Okay, so got it. All right, I should be caught up now.
And also with talking about John Kramer, um, he the thing about John is that it's been a conflicted thinking, right, about John
Right.
with the fan base. What do people think of it? Is he an anti-hero or is he a villain? Now, after all these years, now with Saw X, I can confirm that in this movie, and he's an anti-hero. Like he's
Absolutely.
not like a straight up villain. Like you not only get to know him, you get close to him, but he's going against somebody so evil that it goes beyond his limits. So
It
I
goes
think,
beyond. It goes even beyond his moral code.
yeah. So therefore, he's an anti-hero in
Yep.
that movie. So there you go. Sorry, I
100% agree.
milking
Um,
video.
real quick, Milken video 2 saying, I wish there would be a proper Saw spinoff set in Japan because why couldn't someone in Japan be inspired by John's work? That would be very unique. I agree with that. And hey, like Eleanor said, his work will continue through the work of his followers. So that means his followers could be anywhere, in all honesty. It doesn't have to be relegated to the USA. So, and we know that in Japan and stuff, they're really good engineers. They know how to build a lot of unique things. So those traps could definitely be unique if there were have a Saw spinoff in Japan or China, something like that. What do you feel about that, Dom? Do you think if they were to ever do a Saw movie based in Japan, China, something like that type of setting, do you think they could pull it off? I think they could, especially from a trap standpoint.
I think they could. They could tackle the whole Yakuza thing, the Japanese mafia. Think about it. If John, and this goes back to Jigsaw. Remember the girl? She has this. There's this fan base. There's this cult following behind John's work. So
Right.
there is an opportunity to expand upon that, and I think it will work for a Japan setting because they can. This killer, this follower of John, can go after the Japanese mafia, the Yakuza, and put them in traps and in games. And
Right.
you got the main guy who's trying to get out of the Yakuza. He's not really a bad guy, but he has to stay or else like his family gets killed or whatever, right? And he's like the main guy that
Right.
goes through all these traps with all these members. I think that would be a good opportunity to introduce that element in when they go to Japan, to see that unfold.
Right. And this is also worth noting is even though James Wan is obviously from Australia, he is of what, like Korean descent, something like that. So, I mean, that would be a nice little nod, to the original creator of the franchise as well. So, I mean, especially from a trap standpoint and a creativity standpoint and a blood standpoint. I mean, you look at some of those Japanese horror films, those shits get messy. Saw would be the perfect franchise for a Japanese filmmaker to take over. I think so. You would just have to hope that they wouldn't focus more on blood than the traps itself. Because if we're going to do a movie based in Japan or China, I want to see some damn creative traps. I want to see some shit that I've never seen before. And I think because there are so many great engineers over that part of the globe that they can make that happen. So I'm on board with it. That
I
was a
mean,
great question. That was a great question for sure. I like that. I like that
also,
idea.
if you think about, because a lot of stuff that's made comes to the U.S. You think about it, China, Japan, they make cars, they make uh
You make
technology.
damn near everything.
Yeah, so if you think about it, all of it comes from those countries. So they are technologically advanced, if not even up to our level almost, or maybe above. So the fact that this killer can have access to everything makes sense, to see all these
Right.
bizarre new traps.
Yeah, Deadshot Deadshot saying my friend went to one of these events and met the actress that played the nun and the kid that played Georgie in the It remake. That's awesome. So that would be Jaden Martell. No, not Georgie, because he's no fuck. That's Bill. Okay, I forget the actor's name who played the newer Georgie. But yeah, Bonnie Aaron's the nun. When I was in Texas last year, excuse me, at the convention with Destin, we went across the street to the Westin. Bonnie Aarons was sitting at our table drinking beer and talking to us. So yeah, and she's awesome. Bonnie Aarons is cool as fuck. Like she just chills. So that's what's up, man. It's an experience, man. It's a hell of an experience. I don't know if you've ever been to a convention, Deadshot, but if you haven't, I know times with money can be tight, but if you can save a few dollars and build up to it and get out to one, it's definitely worth it if you have never been to one. Okay, so Deadshot asking, what is your favorite video games adapted movies others don't like? Mine is the first Silent Hill, even though it's flawed. I think the creatures' designs are great and the world too. Easily for me, I'm going to say Resident Evil. What about you, Dom? That Resident Evil was my shit growing up, so I'm going with that. What about you?
Oh, that's tough. There's a lot of ones that I do like. If one has to come to mind, it's either the first Resident Evil or Max Payne that came out with Marky Mark.
Oh, I forgot about Max Payne. That
Yeah,
was good.
yeah, it's with Marky Mark and
Yep.
it
And
has
Ludacris.
yeah, Ludacris. It has the same feel as the games. It's not just the slow mo; it's the atmosphere. That the whole atmosphere
Right.
of New Jersey, and stuff like that. Whereas in the games, that's how it was. It was snowy. It was dark. It was grimy. It was grimy.
Yeah. It was
So
grunge. It was like holiday grunge.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that if I had to pick one, I would say Max Payne.
Man, that was good. That was a good thing you brought that up because I don't know how the fuck I completely forgot about Max Payne. That's my shit. I thought Marky Mark did a fantastic job playing that character. And I don't understand why it got so much heat. I guess it's because maybe it was Marky Mark and certain roles some people don't think is meant for him. I thought he did a great job. And I thought that the movie overall was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it. So I would like to see them do another Max Payne movie, but I doubt they're going to bring Marky Mark back for it. So it'd be interesting to see who they would bring on board to do another one. But I like Max Payne. That was a great mention for sure, Dom, because again, I forgot all about it. And that is a damn good video game.
Yeah,
I will say this. If there is a video game that I wish they would do a movie on, it's Metal Gear Solid.
yeah,
That was my shit growing up as a kid. Metal Gear Solid. Oh my God, that was one of the best gun games of all time. I still think it holds a lot of weight as one of the best gun games of all time. Very, very fun gun game. If you've never played Metal Gear Solid, you're missing out, man. Metal Gear Solid was a shit. Just like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Like so many great games, that they could have adapted to movies or whatnot that just never got done. I mean, what they did do like a Splinter Cell TV show or a movie, but I don't think it did that well, if I can remember.
yeah. I think like when it comes to video game adaptations, they get the least love because the people. I think it's because of the games, man. I think people they say it's hard to adapt a game because the game is a video game. You play and you're controlling the character and you're shooting this and that. So people are not used
Right.
to that type of stuff.
You know what I would like to see? I think it would be kind of unique. I don't know if it's ever been done for horror before. I know it was done for action with Hardcore Henry, but I'd love to see a horror movie from POV like Hardcore Henry was shot.
Yeah.
Bro, I think that would be fucking badass. If you could write it correctly, if you would have somebody that does the choreography right, getting a whole movie from the killer's perspective without revealing who the killer is until the end, you'd have to do a lot of you'd have to get really creative in order to do that. But I think it could be done, and it's something that I would love to see somebody try to create. Man, what we get a horror movie that looks like Hardcore Henry. Have you ever seen Hardcore Henry, Dom?
Dude, I started watching it yesterday.
Bro, bro,
Dude,
Hardcore Henry's the shit.
bro.
Hardcore Henry's where it's at.
How is no one talking about it, dude? I just started watching it yesterday, and the whole like POV, like first person
Yep,
shooter, bro. I was just like, damn, how did they do this? And I was just
bro.
like, bro, it worked.
It's that shit. It's that video game shit, bro. That Call of Duty shit. They figured out a way how to incorporate it in cinema. And bro, I was mind blown when that movie came out. Just, bro, I love that movie. It's so fun. It's such a fun time. If you're a fan of action, I don't see how you're not a fan of Hardcore Henry. Wow, that movie is fantastic in my opinion. And I would love to see a horror movie do exactly just that. Let's get a killer where we follow from their point of view the entire fucking movie.
Yeah,
And then maybe if you want to take it off the POV shot to reveal who the killer is, I'm cool with that. Just give me at least 90% to 95% of this movie from the killer's point of view, hacking shit up, fucking catching bodies. Let's do it. I would love that. I think it would be a lot of fun.
and a good way to incorporate that element, right? Where you see the POV the whole time of him killing people, but at the same time, we cut to scenes where it's like daytime or something, and he's with his friends, right?
Right.
And he's
Right.
talking to them, acting like nothing happened. It's all social. He's like this cool guy, this and that, but like on the inside at night, we see him killing people, and he's hunting down his friends one by one, and you see it all from his perspective, instead of just out of perspective and see it from different scenes from different cameras.
Right. Right. Absolutely, man. I think that we get a hardcore Henry style horror movie, that would be badass. And everything you pointed out from like the camera work, everything spot on, man. Like, damn, now I kind of want to watch Hardcore Henry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh man. Deadshot saying Shank said he did all that on his own. He's full of shit. Maybe not said it exactly, but he said it took him a lot of work and planning, even joining the police force. Now, I can see that, like in terms of planning what he's going to do. Yeah, of course, it would definitely take a lot of planning, but he's not building those traps by himself. He's just not. I'm sorry. He's not. And then what I want to do is go back in the movie and I want to slowly break down like certain timestamps and certain time frames as to where I'm going to prove it couldn't be Shank in this particular scene, whatnot. Again, I don't believe that. I mean, that he did all that on his own. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, especially when we have another we have another Jigsaw copycat whose motive is very similar and identical to Shank's, who also has access to getting to the police department, to get into the computers, everything. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to tell you who. You just have to wait for that video to come out. You know what I mean? And if I can get done with mine, well, I should be able to get done with my Knew What You Did Last Summer video. I only have a few more sentences to record out and stuff. But now I kind of want to get to that Saw video, that theory video for Shank and his accomplice, because we're having this great conversation about it. So I might have to sneak that in tonight if I can.
Also, did you want to quickly talk about the Terrifier theory that Art the Clown is being controlled by a demon, just like Freddy is being controlled by the dream demons and stuff?
I mean, yeah, we could talk about that real quick. Well, you get that started real quick, Dom. Lay the groundwork. I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick. I will be right back.
Okay. And let's see. Okay, Deadshot says Dead Space needs a movie adaptation, man. John Carpenter wanted to direct a Dead Space movie. Also, there is another Silent Hill movie coming out based on this the second game. Actor posted last week. Well, that's interesting. I think John Carpenter would do a good Dead Space. He did Ghost of Mars, which I think was interesting. I think he did a pretty good job. But yeah, man, I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing that for sure. Okay, so for Terrifier, Marcus, we kind of talked about this before on Marcus' stream. I wasn't on I wasn't on the stream itself. I was actually in the comments and I was throwing him some like ideas and stuff. And we were kind of coming up with this whole like theory about Art the Clown being the father of Sienna.
Yep.
So so we were a little talking about it in the comments, and I mentioned the parallels between Freddy and Art. Art is going into Sienna's dreams and haunting her, and she keeps having dreams about it and this and that. And then also when she wakes up, it also affects the reality sometimes. Freddy's the same thing. Freddy haunts a person's dreams, and sometimes it affects reality. And one thing that Freddy has in his backstory is that the whole time, the reason why he came back is because of the dream demons, these mythological creatures that live in like the dream realm. And they offer Freddy a chance to become the main dream demon to haunt people's dreams and get his revenge. And I believe it's the same thing with Art the Clown, and I believe there is a demon at play here controlling Art, or at least helping Art in his mission to uh, kill people and try to kill Sienna and in the sun and whatever, and do whatever he needs to do to like complete his goal, whatever his goal is.
No, I agree with that, man. Honestly, and I will point out that Damien Leone did say that this newer that part 3 they are going to tone down on the supernatural and the demon aspects, but it's obviously still going to be there. I think that it's going to take a backseat in this next film so that we can focus more on the somewhat human side of Art, and we get that all flushed out about who Art the Clown really is. Who was he before he became a demon? And I agree with you, man. I think it's a big possibility that Art could be revealed to be Sienna Shaw's father. I do. You know, it's what they have to do in this third film. You have to explain that before the events of Art the Clown and all those murders happened, you have to explain how and why the dad is connected. You do. Now, whether it's that how you explain his brain tumor even further, however you do it. But one way or another, we have to have a payoff to this connection. How is Art the Clown connected to Sienna Shaw's father? And I've talked about it before. I think that personally, what happened was basically when he, did what he did and took his own life, before that, in so many ways, he made a deal with the devil. Or when he did die, whatever entity that is controlling Art the Clown, whatever entity that he was seeing in his brain, took over his body and manifested Art the Clown through him. So one way or another, I do think that there is some familial ties between Art the Clown and Sienna Shaw and Jonathan Shaw that we're going to get revealed in Terrifier 3. I would really be shocked if that is not what is at play. I would really be shocked. Would I be disappointed? Maybe a little bit, but if he can give us a great movie like he did with Terrifier 1, like he did with Terrifier 2, the whole reveal that Art is not Sienna's father wouldn't be that big of a deal to me. I feel like it would be somewhat of a missed opportunity, but as long as you can make it make sense as to why Sienna and Jonathan's father have a connection to Art and how this is going to culminate, I'm okay with whatever direction they want to go with if that if that turning Art into her father isn't the direction. So, I mean, but I agree, man. I think there's definitely some parallels between him and Freddy as well, with the whole dream demon scenario. You know, basically be given immunity, you know, eternal life, so many ways. Like, I think you can make an argument that the dream demons that gave eternal life to Freddy could possibly be in the same universe as Art the Clown as well. So there's a lot of layers, man. That's why I'm really impressed with Terrifier. I'm way more impressed than what I initially thought I was going to be impressed with it. I'm glad I rewatched both of those films because the story is great, and I'm really excited to see that story culminate, man. Like,
and also too, it's not out of the possibility that the dream demons helped Art or helped the father become Art, because if you look at the Terrifier movies, how popular they're becoming, and Damien Leone is keep making these movies, and it's gotten so big that they're getting theatrical releases and they're getting deals and stuff. I think it's a good opportunity for Damien to reach out to New Line or the Craven Estate or whoever and say, "Hey, can we add the Dream Demons into this movie, this Terrifier movie, or something like that, right?
mhm.
Or can we mention Freddy and in that case as well, because that's how Freddy got back and he got eternal life and haunted people's dreams and stuff. And but in this case, Art has the ability to be in dreams, but he's also in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
think it's not out of the possibility that Damien can, bring in Freddy, the world of Freddy into Terrifier. That's not out of the possibility if you think about it. He
Oh,
can.
no, it's not at all. It really isn't. How fucking cool of a segue would that be? That'd be nuts. You
Yeah,
basically merge Freddy's demons, you know, Freddy's dream demons with Art's, and they basically live in the same universe. I'd be down for that. I'd
yeah,
be I'd be cool with that. That'd be getting different a little bit. That'd be something different, something we didn't see coming.
yeah. And here's the thing about that too is when it comes to slashers, right? The last big slasher crossover we got was Freddy versus Jason. So that's been 23 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? 20, yeah, yeah, 23 years or something like that. So it's been a while, right? So and
Right.
now with all these versus movies, these big universes coming up like Marvel, DC, MonsterVerse with Godzilla, King Kong, you got all this happening, right? And it's still popping, it's still good. So why not take the opportunity to bring back these iconic slashers like Freddy and Jason? You got Michael already, he's back on the scene. And now you got Terrifier, a new horror icon that came out of the woodworks, right? Why not have that opportunity to introduce Freddy into the world of Terrifier? That way it connects Terrifier and Freddy. Therefore, it connects Jason because Freddy and Jason encounter each other. So that's on the table. And then, of course, you can find a way to bring Michael into it, and then possibly Victor Crowley. I mean, I think it's easy for Damien to be able to reach out to someone like Adam Green to cross over with them. They can start their own slasherverse. And I understand. And I heard what Bearded said. Eric said. He said there's a slasherverse series on YouTube, and I heard of it, and it's a good like way of connecting all the slashers in this one universe.
Right.
Well, I like to see it in real form, like not just in fan form. I want to see it in like real canon form where they connect everything together and then they bring them all together to either fight or team up to take on something like a bigger threat that is against them. You know what I'm saying? Some,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I'm on board with that, man. I think there's something there to it. You know, and we're going to find out come October 25th what Damien has in store for us when it comes to Terrifier 3. I'm excited for it. That's another video I got in the works. I know it's already been talked about over the last couple of days, but I'm taking my time with it because I want to be completely accurate with my analysis and my thoughts. That's why I'm taking my time on it. But I read that article last week about them shooting them scenes in Staten Island Mall. For that mall scene where we see Art, dressed up as Santa and there's kids around him and all that stuff. So that's another video I got on deck that's basically just waiting to be all but recorded. Everything's already set up. So I just got to get on it. But I think there's definitely multiple avenues that we can go with the Art the Clown character in Terrifier 3 and possibly beyond. We'll have to wait and see what's going on with Terrifier 3, if that's going to be the end of this timeline for Art, or if this is just basically the beginning and we could get a few more films. It's going to be interesting to see. Deadshot saying Dead Space needs a movie adaptation, man. John Carpenter wanted to direct Dead Space movie. Also, there's another Silent Hill movie coming out based on this off of the second game. Actor posted the last scene. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never really even heard of Dead Space. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I was gaming, I was strictly like sports, like Madden, 2K, boxing, MMA, all that stuff. Like only in my younger years was I heavy into like gun games and stuff. As I got older, I just strictly went to sports and stuff. So I'm not too familiar with Dead Space or whatnot. But hey, I mean, it sounds like a horror movie. So, and if John Carpenter wanted to touch it, I mean, obviously there's something there. So hopefully hopefully it gets done. We'll see.
And it's not out of the realm of possibility either, because John Carpenter did a movie called Ghosts of Mars, which takes place in outer space on Mars.
Carrie Crave Cinema, where are you at right now? You might be sleeping, but if you actually come across this stream, there goes the plug, the Ghost of Mars. You know, Carrie gave me that nickname.
She gave you the name Ghost.
That's why when you see her pop up in chats and she calls me Ghosty, that's why. That is exactly why.
Yeah,
I love it. Hey, I'm not ashamed of it. I fucking love it. I mean, shit, that fucking character that's on that poster, he looks badass.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
That's another movie I got to revisit is Ghosts of Mars. It's been so long since I watched it that I want to go back and revisit it and see what I feel about it. But I love the nickname, though. I'm not going to hate on it.
Yeah.
Micken says, did you hear Tobin Bell received a Critics' Choice Awards nomination for Best Actor in a Horror Film for Saw X? I hope he wins. I hope so, too. He deserves it. And that nomination is well-deserved. I mean, he acted his ass off in Saw X. I mean, he always has done so throughout the Saw franchise. But I feel like Saw X is where you really got to see the brilliance of Tobin Bell portraying this character of John Kramer. I feel like we really got to see that flushed out of him in Saw X. So I hope he does win that award. Did you hear about this, Dom?
I have not heard about this, and I'm glad that this is a thing for Tobin Bell, because here's the thing about him: he's been acting forever. Before he's
fucking
done
Seinfeld, bro.
he's
As the fucking what was he, the bookkeeper or the store clerk?
bookkeeper. Yeah, so he's done multiple films, shows. He's been in the business forever. It wasn't until like Saw he got a big type of recognition, and then of course he did all the Saw movies after that. And let me tell you something about that too. It's definitely a long time coming, because here's the thing: he's developed this character for 10 movies.
Yep.
He's developed this character for 10 movies, and he's put all his effort and work into it, man. And
He's the reason why people come to watch these movies.
Yeah.
One way or another, whether it's a flashback, a cameo, whatever, or a focused film like Saw X. Fans are going to see a Saw movie in hopes that even for a scene, they get to see Tobin Bell as John Kramer.
The only film that John Kramer wasn't in was Spiral.
Yep, and he was only in it through pictures.
Yeah. And but they brought him back for Saw X, not only to appear in it, but pretty much become the main character. He's the main character. And
I
that
will
has
say this: fucking Jigsaw left the door open for that fucker to actually be alive.
hmm
With his body not being in the casket, well, where the fuck is his body then? Where's the skeletal remains? Where did Logan store the skeletal remains of Jigsaw John Kramer?
yeah,
Like,
dude, like I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was like, this is bullshit. He's not alive. And then they showed John takes his hood off. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, he's alive? And then
right. They
but
did
then
they did a great job with creating that illusion.
yeah, I bought it. I bought it.
I
I
did
don't know.
too.
Because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't like that's the thing about me. When I watch a movie, I'm not thinking straight. Because I watch a movie for entertainment and for fucking, you know, for entertainment. Like I mean popcorn, watching it, doing all that shit.
Right.
And I don't pay attention to details first watch. But after the first watch, I go back and I watch all
Yep.
the details throughout the movie. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what, oh, okay, oh, okay, I see what they did there. I
Yep.
see what they did here. Okay, okay, I could have, my first viewing, I could have caught this, but I didn't. And I'm glad I
You're
did.
I always feel like going into the movie the first time, you're going to miss shit. You may do a great job of observing and catching most of the stuff, but there's always going to be some things you fucking missed that second, third, fourth time around. You got to go back and watch it. For instance, I'm actually doing this as well for Scream, being that we don't have any Scream 7 updates or whatnot. I'm deciding that I'm going to finally do my Who Killed Who in Scream 1996. And why I bring that up is because there's a particular kill where a lot of people think it's one particular killer based on the style of how he attacks or kills. And I'm actually going to throw a little debunking on that when I do this video. It's something that I feel like a lot of people forget when it comes to one half of our killers about the way that they attack and the way that they go about things. And I'm going to talk about it when I do that Who Kills Who for Scream 1996. But yeah, man, I mean, listen, like you said, Tobin has built that character up through 10 films, now going on 11 films. I will say this. I do think that Saw 11 is going to be the end of an era. It's going to be the end of the Jigsaw John Kramer character as we know it. Unless, and I'll say this one more time, unless they find a fucking way to swerve the ending of Jigsaw to where they actually reveal this motherfucker never died. How they would do it, don't ask me. I think it's pretty definitive in Saw 3 that that is his body and that he got his throat slashed and that he's dead. But when you do things like you did in Jigsaw by having them dig up his corpse and that corpse is not there, you leave the very biggest question in the entire franchise open. Is John Kramer dead or is John Kramer alive? I'm sorry. By you doing that, you've created that plot hole, in my opinion. Because now, as a fan, I want to know: is he really dead or is he alive? What are we doing here? What was the? I mean, you can sit there and say the purpose of taking the remains out of the coffin was to put Edgar Munson's body in there, and I'm not going to disagree with that because that's what we saw happen. But I just feel like there's more to it than that. I don't think it's just okay. I'm going to take John's remains out. They're going to dig it up, and then Edgar Munson's going to be there. And then not only that, if there's one thing I didn't like about Jigsaw, it was the pacing with things. Because you expect me to believe that in that short amount of time, somehow Logan by himself dug up Jigsaw's fucking grave, and then put Edgar Munson's body in there with nobody noticing. Nobody noticed that. Nobody. Not the what do you call it? The caretaker at the fucking funeral parlor. Nobody saw that. And just the time frame that it happened in, the timing, the pacing wasn't well with that movie. That is probably the biggest negative I have to say about Jigsaw, is because there's no way, in my opinion, Logan has enough time to do all that. He just doesn't. Especially from the time that what's his name, Edgar Munson went missing. It's not enough time, man. So I don't know. But I will say that Saw 11, I do think, is going to be the end for Tobin Bell in the Saw franchise, and hopefully they give him a proper send off. I think they will. The great thing about Saw 11, much like Saw 10, Saw X, is that Kevin Gruder is directing this film, and I've said it before, and I'll say it now. Out of all the directors in the Saw franchise, this whole team that has been a collective unit making these movies, Kevin Gruder is the best director for the Jigsaw John Kramer character because he tells the stories like nobody else tells them. Saw 5, did he do? No, that was Hackle. Saw 6, Saw 7, and now Saw X. And think about this too, real quick, because we are going to get off here in a few minutes. Think about this, what John did in terms. See, I kind of lost it. I ain't even gonna lie. Fuck, I had it too. Damn it, I hate when I do that. But John, like in terms of this arc that he's on and stuff with Saw X and Saw 11, this groundwork was laid all the way back in Saw 6, and this is where I was going with this. Kevin Gruder, and this is why I said he's the best director for the Jigsaw John Kramer character. This guy found a way to not only bring John Kramer back alive, but he set the groundwork years before this was even thought of happening with Saw 6, with the insurance company, with bringing up the fact that John was going to seek medical treatment overseas. The groundwork was laid for the story years ago. They just didn't know exactly how they were going to tell it until they found a way to tell it. But that's why I love Kevin Gruder, and I am so excited that he's returning to direct Saw 11. Because remember, after Saw X, he even said it. He wanted Saw X to be the send-off for John Kramer. That was supposed to be it. But I also do call bullshit. I call his bluff. I think that was supposed to be it if the movie didn't perform well at the box office. Being that it did perform well at the box office, well, now you already see. Not even a full year later, we're getting another Saw film. Why? Because they already had this planned as a back burner. Excuse me, on the back burner. They already had this plan. If Saw X is successful and fans receive it well, we already have this story that we want to continue that we're going to release the following year. And also, it's smart that they did it that way because Tobin is, 81, 82 years old? He's up there. So we don't have that much time left with him. So brilliant planning, in my opinion, by the creative team for Saw. And I'm excited for Saw 11. I'm excited to see where this story is going to take us. The game continues. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest tagline so far that has been released. The game continues. That tells me that this game between Cecilia and John is just getting started. And I'm excited to see how it plays out in Saw 11. Can't wait.
Yeah, I agree, man. And here's the thing, man. Same thing with Scream 5. They didn't, they said like, oh, this is send off or whatever. They didn't say like, oh, we're gonna make a sequel after this, but they had plans. If the movie did well, they made it the next year it came out. Scream 6 came out.
Right.
And of course, with all this news with Scream 7, of course, we know what's happening with that. But same thing with Saw X. It did well. Then they're like, okay, we're good to go. Let's get creating now. Let's keep doing this. So That's what happened for that. And on top of that, and I mentioned this before, the thing about the Saw movies is that it's in the a lot the main Saw movies that we got from 1 to Spiral were set in the US, right? It's set in the United
Yep.
States. But they never said the city that it's in, right?
Right.
So
I mean, we can assume it's New York.
yeah, right?
Yeah, the Metropolitan and South Metropolitan Police. Yeah, it's based in New York because even when I Googled that, it came up as New York Police Department. So it's based in New York.
Okay. But they can take a direction too, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like if you think about it, like I mentioned this before to somebody, and I think it would have been I think it'd be a cool idea, even though Saw is horror, but I think it fits well with this character. And I brought up the idea of Jigsaw becoming a Batman villain. I think Jigsaw would be somehow perfect to be a Batman villain, and if they wanted to, they could have just revealed that the city Jigsaw is in is Gotham City or something like that, if they wanted to.
I'm
That's
gonna
just
say
me.
what I'm about to say it wasn't Batman based in New York, or where's that based?
It's supposed to be New York. Yeah.
Okay,
Gotham
that's what I
City.
thought.
So I mean that's just me fanboying. That's just me trying to like look at opportunities, man. Let me like, man, like this is a perfect villain for Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a perfect. But of course, like I don't think they'll be able to do it. But I'm always thinking, man, like crossovers, just crossovers. How can we connect this to another movie or whatever, and kind of incorporate it, and stuff like that. They can like in Saw 11, we'll find out what they're gonna do because they said they're like still overseas, right? They're still
Yeah,
overseas, so they're probably honestly, we don't really know too much. We can assume that it's still Cecilia. Not Cecilia. No. What's that girl's name? That the villain. the
yeah, Cecilia. That's her
Yeah,
name.
Cecilia. So Cecilia, she can still have her game, and like you said, maybe the father is involved in it, and John is using her to get to the father, or it could be still Cecilia's game, but she has other people on the side she's working with that John is trying to get to. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like that could be the continuation in Saw 11. And I think that would be something that we can look forward to, and we can see at the end of the movie we'll see what happens at the end because the ending will say it all for like Saw 12 if they make a Saw 12. But
right,
you know what I'm saying? That's just we got to see Saw 11 first to see what they do with that story and that universe.
right. I agree. I 100% agree. All right, we're gonna close out with these last two comments. Micken says, "I believe they want to bring him back from the dead." Um, they have expressed regret of killing the Jigsaw John Kramer character off. Whether they want to bring him back from the dead, I think this is why they made Saw X and Saw 11 set between the events of Saw 1 and 2 to where he would be alive. So unless, again, they decide to explain, the whole thing with Jigsaw and where his corpse is, they could definitely try to bring him back from the dead. I don't know how likely it is because of them going in the route of Saw X and now Saw 11, bringing him back alive in between this timeline, in the same timeline, but in between these films. I think if they wanted to bring him back from the dead, they wouldn't have made this side story for Saw X and Saw 11. So, I mean, but hey, never know. Jigsaw definitely keeps that door open, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah, I believe that the problem with that is that I watched Saw 3 and Saw 4. I did through like a marathon one time and I watched back-to-back movies. So I saw Saw 3 and Saw 4 back to back, and they both of those stories take place at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Saw 3, at the end, he takes the saw, he slits John's throat, and he's bleeding out. He plays the message saying like, "Oh, you fucked up," and then
Yeah.
the life thing goes off, and the shotgun collar explodes the head's wife. So that means that technically he's dead, right? And then in the beginning of Saw 4, we see his body, his autopsy, and we see them tear him apart, and they take out his brain and stuff, and you see the holes from the surgery from Saw 3. Now, is it a possibility that they replaced John's body or made a fake one? I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna explain it, man. Have you
I will say this now that we're on it real quick. Now that I'm replaying it in my head, if there's one thing that didn't sit right with me about Saw 4 and how the coroner cut open his body, it's kind of like he already knew where the tape was going to be. That always has stood with me. When you go back and rewatch that scene, look how easily the doctor not only cuts into him, but look where he's cutting. It's like he already knew the tape was going to be there. And I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch 3. Well, see, no, see, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
guys remember he
That's right, because the ending of 4 or whatnot, or
yeah,
the beginning of 5 encapsulates the ending of 3 in so many ways, with Jeff Denlin, the daughter being rescued, stuff like that. So that would explain why Jigsaw's body was still there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, now that I'm piecing it together, that makes sense. Okay. So Saw 5, the beginning, where we see Jeff Denlin's daughter be rescued by Hoffman because he was supposed to be look like the hero or whatever and stuff like that. Basically, the beginning of Saw 5 serves as the end of the Jeff Denlin and Lynn Denlin game because the daughter is rescued, and that would be when they found Jigsaw's body. Even though the beginning of 4, we see his body be taken to the coroner, get cut open, and all that stuff. Basically, that happens after the little girl is saved and Hoffman saves her, all that stuff. So yeah, it would be a tough sell. It would be a tough sell, but I mean, John is an engineer. Could he have had built a replica of himself and operated it to make it look realistic? I mean, maybe, but then I feel like you're stretching with that. I feel like you're trying to make something out of nothing that you shouldn't. So I don't know how they would end up going about it, but again, that scene in Jigsaw, it definitely does leave the door open because they never answered that question as to where is Jigsaw John Kramer's remains and who is the person that picked up Eleanor Bonneville on the side of the road where the location of Jill Tuck's family barn is basically located. If nobody knows where that place exists, only somebody who is familiar with Jill Tuck and her family would know where that place exists. Or somebody who's familiar with John Kramer, much like Logan. That's why it made sense for Logan to be there because that was where the first game was played. So again, I mean, Jigsaw, man, when I go back and watch it, I like it a lot more than what I did before. And I think the main reason why is because they did leave so many questions unanswered that I want answered. So we'll see, man. We'll see where Saw 11 takes us, and then we'll see what that means for Saw 12 and beyond, man, for sure.
yeah.
All right, Deadshot saying have a good day, man. But yeah, check out the Dead Space Twinkle Twinkle trailer when you get a chance. Very eerie and terrifying. All right, yeah, I will do so, man. That's what's up. I'll check it out. It's just fun to theorize, even if they don't necessarily make sense. Yeah, absolutely, Mick, and it does. It is fun to theorize, even if it doesn't 100% make sense, because that's the point of a theory. Not every theory is going to make sense. You know, you're just trying to piece together certain clues that you think stand out to you. You know, so yeah, definitely, for sure. Theories don't always have to make sense. You're just trying to put all these ideas together and try to make it make sense. It doesn't always work out that way, but it definitely is fun because you, as the fan, realize, okay, well, they could take this and they can do this with this. They could take that and do this with that, so on and so forth. There's many avenues with certain plot holes that you could actually make a good movie based on that plot hole. So, yeah, for sure. Definitely is fun theorizing, even if it doesn't make sense, my man. For sure.
Hey, Marcus, did you ever cover that topic? This leak that came out for Mortal Kombat, the reboot. Remember that
No.
Mortal that reboot that came out a couple years back?
Yeah, I remember the new Mortal Kombat that came out.
So there was a leak that came out one day and it got deleted within 1 hour or less. And I was able to catch it before it got deleted. Now, there were some people who were going to look into it and do the story, but they couldn't find it. And I got like some notification or something like that from this person, not like directly, but like this little article that was made for Mortal Kombat for
Okay.
that movie. And the guy spoiled an end credit scene that was supposed to be in the movie. Can you guess what that end credit scene was supposed to be?
Um uh The Return of Shao Finn?
So that's a
I
good
don't
guess.
know.
But so remember, Mortal Kombat is owned by New Line.
Yeah.
What other property does New Line
Yeah,
own?
don't tell me they were gonna fucking cameo Freddy.
Yep,
Are you
yep,
serious?
yep.
This is
Because
getting out of hand.
at the end of the movie, because the whole movie there was no tournament, right?
Okay.
At the end of the movie, they're planning to get everyone together to do the tournament. So that included the heroes and it included the bad guys as Shao what's his name? Shang Tsung
Okay.
is also recruiting. So the end credit scene is supposed to be Shao Kahn going into the dream realm to find Freddy and asking him to join the combat tournament.
I'm
Ain't no
glad
reason
they didn't do
to
that. I I watched the newer Mortal Kombat, and it was okay. I I'm such a sucker for the original 1996 one because I felt like that movie, Mortal Kombat, the original, did everything right. That to me is probably the best depiction of a video game that we've ever gotten. From the music, the actors playing the roles, everything that was spot on. Rain as Liu Kang, Bridget Nelson as fucking Sonya Blade, fucking oh man, I forget his name who played Johnny Cage.
you.
Um, fucking they had the guy playing Jax, the original Jax, the box hair Jax. Like
Yeah.
they had everything down to a T, spot on. And then that entrance, that beginning of that movie, like, bro, then it just made you feel like you just turned the fucking video game on your Super Nintendo. Like that's how close to the game the original Mortal Kombat was. So maybe I'm being biased. Again, I've watched the newer Mortal Kombat. It was okay. It just didn't hit with me, man. Like I get it. They're trying to tell a new story with this other character outside of Liu Kang. But to me, when I think of Mortal Kombat, I think of the story of Liu Kang. So it's just like I'm glad they didn't do that, because that would have been bullshit if you ask me. It would have been ridiculous. I mean, listen, it's cool to, be able to download our favorite horror icons on video games for like Mortal Kombat and stuff to have fun and to fantasize. But when you start fucking around and making cameo scenes in movies trying to merge these universes together, it don't make sense to me. It doesn't. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see how Mortal Kombat, their dream world, fits into Freddy Krueger's dream world. These are two completely different genres, and I can't personally imagine. Excuse me. Freddy standing alongside anybody to do battle. I mean, let's really be honest. He could have did that with Jason. He could have just partnered up killing people with Jason. He didn't do that. He wanted to use Jason to gain his strength back so he can start killing the way he used to. So I'm glad they didn't do that. I think that in so many ways, in my opinion, might have even hurt Freddy's character even more. And probably will call for fans to not want to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, because it's like, okay, now you're making this character too ridiculous. Now you're making him into a video game character in so many ways. And I'm glad they didn't do that. That would have been bad, in my opinion. So thank God they didn't do it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, talking Star Wars. I did see this earlier. Sorry, I did not get to it and stuff. But Shannon Gate C, which is talking Star Wars. I could see Mia Goth as Ghostface. This is talking Star Wars, other account, but my device died and it's charging. You're good or whatnot. But I'll be honest, talking Star Wars, Shannon. It's not that I wouldn't want to see Mia Goth as Ghostface. I think she would make a fantastic Ghostface. The issue I have with it is it would be too predictable. We would already expect that she's going to be a Ghostface because of her work with Pearl, because of her work with X, and now Maxine. A lot of fans would already go into it like, yep, Mia's going to be the killer. We want to see Mia as the killer, so she's definitely going to be the killer. I personally don't think that would be a good idea. I don't. The two biggest things about Scream 5 and Scream 6 that I hate is how fucking easy it is to pick out who the killers are. And I think what Scream 7 has to do, what they have to do, they have to fix that. You have to give us a whodunit to where we're actually guessing and we get it wrong. That's just my opinion on it. But would I love to see Mia Goth in a Scream movie? Fucking right. Absolutely. For sure. No doubt about it. Mia Goth's awesome. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna read this and then we're gonna wrap it up. I know I said that about 37 minutes ago, but we got down this rabbit hole, so you guys got a little bit of extra bonus content. And one thing a lot of people don't pay attention to, Micken says, one thing a lot of people don't pay attention to is that when they did the autopsy, John had stubble when he died in Saw 3. He didn't have. I'm assuming Micken is gonna continue this. Huh. I never really looked at it like that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. But then again, they could just chalk that up to. They could just chalk it up to basically it's a different film. So at that point in time, Tobin had stubble. Now he doesn't in this particular time or scene. They could just do that. But it does make for an interesting conversation in terms of a theory if you're theorizing that he could actually be alive. Those little details do actually help, plead the case.
Yeah, for me, I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna bring him if they are gonna bring him back to life. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna
I
go
don't
Jason
either.
style, stab him in the heart with a freaking poker, a fence poker, and then lightning strikes? I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Maybe like it's a little bit of Jason Lives. Maybe. I mean, or or you could pull Wayne Bailey and just get a fake body, some prosthetics, and switch the real body out with a fresh body that's already dead. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I would not mind if they were to do that in terms of revealing John Kramer as alive. You just got to make it make sense. If you don't make it make sense, everything you worked hard for, especially with Saw X and most likely now Saw 11, if that turns out to be a success and well received, it will be all for nothing. So, I don't ever see them going down in that direction. I think that they were going to. Saw X and now Saw 11 would be the segue into that reveal that John Kramer is actually really alive. So sucks, but I think that's just where we're at with it.
Yeah, and I can see, like, I don't know. I don't think they even know how to do it, to be honest. I think they're just like, this is gonna be. They think it's gonna be so like dumb. It's gonna be so like out of place. It's gonna be so fucking just convoluted. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
they
exactly.
they know that. You know what I'm saying? They know that if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be the audience is gonna be, huh? They're gonna be like, huh? Like, how does that work? And
Right,
then people are gonna be either against it or they're gonna be like, oh, that's too silly for a Saw film or for
exactly.
yeah.
For sure, man. I agree with that. All right, everybody. I am going to wrap this stream up. This was definitely a fun time. Thank you, Dom, for stopping in and hanging out and going down these little bit of rabbit holes for like the last hour.
Yep.
Eric, if you happen to be watching the stream still, or if you end up catching the replay, watching the rest of the stream, once again, brother, thank you so much for joining here with me tonight. This was definitely a fun time. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for all your questions. I'm sorry if I may have not been able to get to all of them. You guys know how this goes, especially when we're answering questions and getting on topics. We just, it just flows. So sometimes, all of your questions won't be able to get answered. But fret not, we are definitely going to be doing some more of these Q&A live streams here in the future. So again, guys, just stay tuned, hang out. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for more content. I have some videos I'm going to be posting and all that stuff. And I will catch you guys on the next live stream. I will plug it now that tomorrow night, stay on the lookout for the community post. I'm going to be sharing and creating the stream tonight. Tomorrow will be part 3 of March Massacre, covering Leprechaun Part 3. I will have that for you guys tomorrow night. I'll probably end up setting the stream for about 9:30, between 9:30 and 10:30. It's going to be not late. I want to say not too late, but it's going to be on the later side for sure. And also, and I'm finally, getting to do this tomorrow, I will be going live in the afternoon as well, doing Dylan's New Nightmare and Never Hike Alone 2 fan film spoiler review. So it's going to be a fun time. I've been waiting. I've been dying to talk about these 2 fan films. And I'm just really ready to dig in and share my thoughts and share what I loved about both of these 2 fan films. Both of them were fantastic, in my opinion. So, again, everybody, enjoy the rest of your night. Get some rest. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Dom, I'm going to catch you backstage. Peace out, everybody.
See ya. Take care.
You are now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times.